Hey, Wider! Come and get me. Bring your deputies and all of Dodge City. Shooting from ambush and trying to starve me out won't work. You'll have to come and get me, and I ain't gonna be taken alive. What's the matter, Herb? You yellow?
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien. Presented by...
Wyatt Earp has often been charged by his enemies with hating cowhands and bearing a grudge against them. Historians of the frontier have refuted this accusation, but it was a serious matter to Marshal Earp in the Dodge City of 1876. Hundreds of cowhands made the town what R.M. Wright, a local diarist, called the cowboy capital. Marshal Earp and a handful of deputies had a tough job, keeping the peace in Dodge City. This meant daily clashes with cowhands, determined to celebrate their brief vacations from the hard work, the perils, and the loneliness of cattle ranges.
You're taking my last dollar and I can't get a job. Sure, I'll get out of town, but I'll take some of you with me. Fellow law, I'll be waiting for him at the Santa Fe station.
Wyatt, fool cowhand broke loose in front of the Long Branch Cafe, wounded 2 men.
Yeah? Where is he now?
He's holed up in the Santa Fe warehouse. I guess we're going to have to blow him out, Marshal.
Maybe, but wait a minute.
What do you know about that warehouse?
Oh, Wyatt, he's just a punk kid. A couple of shots will blow him out.
Maybe not, Hal. You say he wounded 2 men?
He fired his gun at a sidewalk crowd, wounded 2 people, Mr. Todd and Mr. Chalmers. He didn't even know him.
Did you get his name?
Yeah. Milburn. Thad Milburn, somebody said. Why, do you know him?
Melbourne. Well, that's an alias Billy the Kid uses.
No, he's older than Billy the Kid.
Come on, Pete, this might be serious. Anyway, you're not going to blast him out with any shotgun.
That warehouse has a heavy door. The rest of it's double timber.
All right, we'll starve him out or use dynamite. Milburn's on a real rampage. I'm afraid...
Hal, I'm afraid, too. Now, you and Pete go on down there and try and talk him out. If you won't come, just watch the door. Anyway, get behind some cover, but don't shoot.
Well, what's the idea, Wyatt?
Well, I want to arrest Milburn, not kill him. Well, maybe he's off balance. Maybe he had a reason for what he did. Anyway, I just want you to go down there and watch him until I get there.
Yes, sir. Those cowhands hate us enough without using buckshot on a fool kid.
Hey, Marshal. Hey, did you get that fella?
No, not yet.
Stole a horse and run out of town, huh?
No, he's holed up down at the Santa Fe warehouse. What do you know about him?
Well, not much. In fact, nothing at all. You see, well,
Go on, anything will help.
well, last night, this cowhand turns up at my barn, and his horse was on his last leg. All right, I'm coming. How you want?
I don't like to disturb you, mister, but my horse is kind of sick, and
Well, I ain't no regular horse doctor.
Oh, he don't need nothing but a good night's rest in a warm stall.
Well, might have glanders or something. Huh. Don't look like it's nothing contagious. Maybe I ought to drench him with turpentine.
Well, are you sure that'll help him?
Well, I ain't making no promises. All I know is he's ailing, and a turpentine drench might bring him out of it.
Well, all right.
That'll be $1 for his board and $2 for doctoring him. In advance.
I'll be back in about an hour. Put him in a stall, but hold off on that doctrine. What's the best gambling place in this town?
Oh, around on Front Street, Long Branch Saloon.
We'll get well, Tony, the both of us. You just take it easy.
That's all I know, or care. Say, why ain't you down to Santa Fe arresting that rascal? Shot 2 men, didn't he?
No, my deputies are watching Milburn. And you say that you think he went down to the Long Branch after he left here last night, huh?
Well, I ain't swearing to it.
Well, I'll go down and check Mr. Beeson, the Long Branch. Thanks.
We're deputy marshals. Come out of there, you ain't got a chance.
Come and get me!
I'd like to have a few words with you, Mr. Beeson.
Why, sure, Wyatt.
That, young Milburn, was he playing fair on here last night?
That wild cowhand? Yeah, he was.
What happened?
Just about what you'd expect, Wyatt. Lost $40 or $50, all he had. Then, like most cowhands that lose all their money.
You dove from the bottom. Let me see that box. You took my last dime. I'm out of a job. All right. All right. I don't want any trouble.
You get out of my place, cowhand, and you stay out.
All I want is my gun.
Throw it out the door. Now get out. Just a stinking cowman, Marshal. Ain't you got him in jail?
No, not yet. Your dealer cheat him?
Cheat him? Certainly not. You know, you would have said being a friend of Jim Kelly.
What's Jim Kelly got to do with it?
Just this, Marshal. That kid left here, he went right down the street to Jim Kelly's place. Now, if he got cheated or bad liquor, that's where he got it.
Well, I don't think so, but I'll ask Mr. Kelly.
Go devil and come St. Patrick. A cowhand with guns running wild, and you ask questions about what happened last night. Is Milburn a cousin of yours?
You know, he might be my kid brother.
You poked fun at me from a soft heart.
Now, look, Mr. Kelly, there's no other way of getting Milburn out of that place except to dynamite it and maybe kill him. Now, you say he pawned his gun with you, and then he won about $110.
That's right.
Where'd he go from here?
Well, let's see. I got it. He said he was looking for a job. Somebody mentioned that Tex Davis was at the Dodge Hotel.
Excuse me, Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, Jack?
Hal sent word that Milburn is threatening to come out and make a fight of it with him and Pete. Hal wants to know what you want to do.
Tell them to wing the kid if they have to. I'll be down there in a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you want him just winged, you better do it yourself. Pete and Hal won't take chances. They'll kill him.
No. Not against orders, they won't. Now, I'm going to go try and find Mr. Tex Davis.
He's right over there.
You know, I don't know who to put in jail. Thad Milburn or Dodge City.
Lord save all here. Wyatt's losing his mind.
Howdy, Mr. Davis.
Well, howdy, Wyatt. Here, draw up a chair. Have something to drink. Bartender, hey!
Nothing for me, thanks.
Oh, not even a glass of milk?
I just wanted to ask you a question, sir.
Oh, well, fire away, son. Fire away.
Did a young fella by the name of Thad Milburn ask you for a job last night?
Oh, blasted. Now you spoiled my drink.
How's that?
Milburn, ornery little son of a mule. I tell you, Wyatt, I should have shot him. I just should have shot him dead. He came walking up to me and my lady friend on the porch.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Mr. Tex Davis?
Right, son. That's my name.
I wanted to know if you could use another hand.
Oh, yeah? Where you from?
Montana.
What outfit?
Mr. Granville Stewart's.
Oh, yeah. I sure heard about him. Why'd you quit?
Well, it was personal reasons, sir.
Personal reasons.
I didn't commit any crime, Mr. Davis.
Now, look, son, what makes you think you could ride with a Texas outfit? Look at him. Spindle shank young pup from the north where his belly's blue and his back is yellow. Stand aside, Yank.
Not very good manners.
Oh. You aiming to teach me?
It might help to pretend that you're a gentleman.
Oh, no, Colonel.
Let go my arm!
Don't, he's drunk.
Yeah, I should have shot him. But I turned on my heel and I left them both flat. And it served that girl right. You got that crazy kid in jail?
Oh, you're also of the opinion that I should put him in jail, huh, Mr.
Well,
Davis?
of course I am. Of course I am. The idea of him thinking he can ride with a Texas outfit. Why, sir, in Montana, do you know that they're putting up fences? They're looping the range with fences?
That's very sad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Davis.
Oh, that's very sad.
Get your guns cocked, Johnny Law. Here I come.
Did we hit him? Huh? Did we hit him any? No, shooting trying to wing a man is harder than trying to kill him. Tell Hank to get the dynamite. We're gonna need it ready when Wyatt gets here. Right.
Who is it?
Marshal Earp, Mister.
What do you want?
Well, I'd like to ask you a few questions about Thad Milburn.
Well, all right. Did you shoot him? Is this for the coroner's inquest?
No, he's still alive.
In jail? You tell me, and I'll tell you, Mr. Earp. Otherwise, no conversation.
That's fair enough. Now, what I'm trying to find out is why Milburn would shoot into a crowd of innocent bystanders this morning. Does that make sense to you?
Sure. One of the most sensible things I ever saw a cowhand do was what Milburn did.
Why do you say that?
Thad wasn't treated very good in this town, Mr. Earp. I suppose you talked to Mr. Kelly, Mr. Beeson, and Colonel Davis. A mean cowhand would have killed Davis. Thad had every right to shoot him. Colonel was so drunk he could hardly stand up, much less hit the side of a barn with a Derringer pistol.
All right. I've traced Milburn to the point where he met you on the Dodge Hotel porch. What happened after that?
You gonna quote me around? Get me in trouble?
No. But Milburn's holed up at the Santa Fe warehouse. He's threatened to shoot it out with my deputies. I gotta know the truth about him and know it quick.
All right. You get the truth. Last night, on the porch. Don't be a fool, Cowhand. We got a real tough marshal.
Yeah. Wyatt Earp. What were you doing out with that old man anyway?
I figured him for $100, maybe two. But you kind of spoiled it.
Are you hard up, broke?
Never mind. Get on your way. The colonel might come back.
Well, he saw at you the same as me. I'll walk along with you wherever you're going.
No, thanks.
Well, I gotta go over to the livery stable and look after my horse. You sure you'll be all right, miss?
Just look after your horse.
Tony's kind of sick, or I wouldn't go rushing off.
Wait. Did you leave him at Ruger's or Brown's?
Well, Ruger's.
Uh-oh. I'll walk along with you if you don't mind.
I'd be right pleased, ma'am. This town's kind of lonesome. I guess he's closed and gone home.
No, there's a light on in here.
Maybe he's had to doctor him. I asked him to hold off on the doctor until I got back.
Wait, Dad. Give me your gun.
Huh?
Just give it to me.
Well, what did you do that for?
I know old man Ruger. Mr. Ruger!
There? What do you want? Eh? Oh, you should have come back sooner. I couldn't do nothing for that horse.
Where is he?
He's in there.
Where'd you pick him up?
Same place you did, Dodge City.
Oh, I tried to be friendly and decent.
In a pig's eye you did.
I asked you not to doctor him.
Well, sure, but the poor critter went into a fit. I dosed him with heart pills. It's all I could do. But he was too far gone.
Where's my saddle?
Well, I'm holding it.
Why?
It'll cost me $10 to bury that horse. Have you got it?
You know what I think, mister? I think you killed Tony, and now you're trying to hold me up for burying him.
I don't care what you think. $10 cash, or I keep the saddle.
You horse-killing thief.
Stop it, Dad. You haven't got a chance. You're a cowhand. Let go of him.
I'm burying him myself the first thing at sunup, and he better be just like he is. You try to skin that horse to sell his hide, I'll kill you.
Come on, Dad.
Is that the last time you saw Melbourne?
What do you take me for? Or him? Came back here and had a drink.
Oh, I see.
No, you don't see. Thad slept on the floor. He had nightmares. Mostly about being lost in a blizzard up north. Montana.
All right.
It ain't all right. None of it. He's a decent, simple kid. Had to quit riding herd up there because he almost froze to death once. The doctor told him to move south. All he wanted in this town was fair treatment and a chance to do the only thing he ever worked at. Being a cowhand.
Did you give him fair treatment, Miss Ginger?
No.
Come on. Where's the money you won at Mr. Kelly's place?
I earned it, didn't I? He would have killed Davis and Rupert.
Come on. What time did he leave her?
I don't know. I guess around sunup to bury his horse.
Hal, where's Mr. Rupert?
Well, I don't know. Ain't he been down here yet?
No, we ain't got time to stall around any longer.
He started snapping at everybody. Train will be in at 4 o'clock. He might even go shooting up the train.
Well, we'll rig the fuse to the dynamite.
Oh, howdy, Marshal.
You told me the truth.
Hey, who are you pushing around?
You!
No, no.
Now, wasn't Melbourne here this morning come sunup?
Yes, he come here at sunup to bury that horse.
What happened?
Well, I'd already skinned the horse.
How come he didn't skin you?
I didn't let him see me. I hid up in the loft.
Too bad.
Well, he owed me money. And he's a thief besides. My Winchester and all my cartridges are missing from the office. You're a fine city marshal, you are. Rousting an honest citizen around while that no-good cowhand's on the loose ready to shoot up the town.
Well, it's a wonder he didn't shoot up the town. Commencing with you. Now, is this his saddle?
Yeah.
Well, you just keep it for him, you understand?
Yeah.
Wyatt! Wyatt, have you lost your good senses entirely?
No, but I almost lost my temper.
Well, never
This
mind
horse-killing
about him. You know what your deputies are fixing to do? They're going to blow up that kid with dynamite.
No, they won't. They got their orders.
Orders, is it? Well, you'd better get over to the Santa Fe and enforce them.
Well, I found out all I need to know about Mr. Milburn. Here, lend me your hat and coat, will you?
What?
Just take off the coat. Milburn's never seen me. I want to look like a cattleman.
Why?
Don't ask so many questions, Mr. Kelly. I'm going into the Secret Service.
We'll keep him busy here. You sneak around back and plant the dynamite. Dig it in good so the whole place will blow.
Well, maybe we ought to wait a minute. Wyatt gave us strict orders.
I'll take the blame. We haven't got time. The train will be here in about 5 minutes. Go on. Hey, Milburn, we waited long enough. Come on out or get blown out.
You can't bluff me, Johnny Law.
It ain't no bluff, kid. We got 20 sticks of dynamite planted in the back.
I think you're a liar, but I'm coming out as cold in here. Maybe you can warm me up.
Hold it! Hey, you in there. Hey, Callahan.
What do you want?
Well, I'd like to have a few words with you. And you, Johnny Laws, you hold your fire. I'm looking for a good cowhand.
Hank! Hank, hold your fire. Don't let anything.
Sonny, you in there, you be kind of easy on that trigger. I'm looking for a hand, but I don't aim to get myself killed trying to hire none.
This better not be a trick, mister.
Well, it ain't no trick. Just open up the door.
Close the door. How come those deputies listen to you? They claim they got this place mined with dynamite.
Well, now, you know, I wouldn't put it past them. You know, it's just no end to the dirty tricks that Dodge City play on a cowhand.
Who told you so much?
Well, I'm kind of an old...
Stand back.
I'm kind of an old settler in these parts. I've been here about 4 months now.
Settler? Thought you said you were a cattleman. Who are you? What's your name?
Wyatt Earp.
It is a trick. Turn around. No guns. I don't get it. You must have sense enough to know I can hold you as a hostage.
You sure can, Mr. Milburn. But after what Mr. Beeson, Davis, Ruger, and that girl did to you, I couldn't blame you a bit if you shot me in the back.
Turn around, Mr. Earp. How do you know what's happened to me in this town?
Well, I kind of made it my business to find out.
Why would you go to all that trouble for me? I'm nothing but a cowhand.
You know, you look all right, but you better have the doc see that leg.
Maybe I'm stupid, but I sure don't understand any of this.
Well, Mr. Milburn, I'm of the opinion that a cowhand is a human being. I'm kind of fond of my own horse, too. I could have busted Mr. Ruger's head after I saw what he did to your Tony.
Thanks.
Oh, I almost forgot it. I got the money that Ginger owed you for.
I still don't trust you, Mr. Earp. You're going out of here, in front of me.
That'd be a good idea. You ready to go? Well, you better bring that Winchester. It might come in handy.
Now, Mr. Milburn, I told Ruger to give you back your saddle. Buy yourself a horse and ride out of town.
Sure, and have a posse after me?
No posse.
What's the catch?
You wounded 2 men under extreme provocation. But if you stand trial, I promise to get you off on a suspended sentence. Now, if you don't believe that, you can take it on the run.
Do like the marshal says, cowhand. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be living now.
I had the match lit, kid.
All right, Mr. Earp. I stand trial.
I'll take him over to Doc McCarty's.
Marshal, you know, you committed a mighty serious crime.
Oh, how's that?
That coat, that hat. You've been impersonating a Texan.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Frame-up will work. Can't miss.
Why all the complications? Why don't we just hire somebody to shoot her?
It's been tried again and again. We even tried to have him licked in a fist fight by two of the best men we could find. He whipped both of them in less than a half an hour. Now we'll frame him. The mayor will take his star and his guns away. Then he ought to be easy killing.
Yeah. Earp in Dodge City without his guns. I'll pay for the funeral.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien, presented by...
The job of marshal in a western cowtown of the 1870s had a brief life expectancy. Wyatt Earp had lived through the taming of Ellsworth and Wichita by the speed of his guns and the skill of his fists. But Dodge City was bigger and tougher. Hoodlums, drunken cowhands, and a few businessmen who wanted a wide-open town had determined to get rid of Marshal Earp by killing him. Thus far, alertness and luck had been with the marshal. They had been with Wild Bill Hickok, too, until an assassin's bullet crashed into his head. In the early autumn of 1876, Marshal Earp was closer to death than he had ever been before. What his enemies planned for him was no face-to-face showdown with a hired gunfighter. It was a plot far more subtle and deadly.
Ellie, you're driving me crazy.
Easy. Oh.
No, I'm
Temper.
me. I've never gone through anything like this in my life. Now, do you love me or don't you?
More than ever.
Well, you haven't sold the saloon.
Well, it takes a little time to find the right buyer.
Oh, quit stalling, Kelly. It took me 2 days to sell my dance, so now get out.
No, I'll sell it. I'll sell it.
When?
Well, just give me a couple more days to find...
No, today.
But, honey...
Don't try to sweet talk me. When I agreed to marry you, we said we'd get out of the dance hall and the saloon business, didn't we?
Be reasonable, Dora. The only real good offer I've had's from Butch McGuire.
So?
Well, he's a newcomer to town. I don't know much about him. Can't sell the Alhambra to just anybody.
Goodbye, Kelly.
But what if McGuire's a cook?
A saloon is a saloon, and it's either the Alhambra or me, and you've chosen the Alhambra.
No, I'll sell it. Today.
Well, get going, then.
Ah, that's proof I'm crazy about you. Ah, Dora.
Now, don't try to sweet talk me. We've had enough of this mushing around. We'll have time for it later on. Now, go sell the saloon.
I will. I will. Now, if you can reform, so can I.
Prove it.
Well, I'll be right back here with the money. I got just as strong a character as you got.
Bring back the money and the contract, Kelly.
I will. That I will.
Ah, Mr. Kelly. You look kind of discouraged. What's the matter?
I want no pity from you. I don't know what I came here for. All I ever get from you is good, sound, moral advice. If there's anything I hate, that's it.
Now, why don't you quit stalling and sell the Alhambra?
She told you. A personal, sacred matter, and she tells you.
Miss Dora's a good friend of mine.
And did she tell you I gotta sell my place to McGuire?
Well, he made you the best offer by $5,000, didn't he?
But I don't know very much about the man, Wyatt. I've always run a good, honest place. Barring the use of an occasional Mickey Finn to keep the customers in order and save you a bit of trouble arresting them.
McGuire's going to have to run a decent place. If he tries any tricks, I'll close him. Anyway, this is all just an excuse.
Huh?
You want to welch on Miss Dora. The old Nick's too strong in you.
Indeed, now. I'll go over there and sign the papers this very minute.
All right, there's the door, and you know where the Alhambra is.
Are you trying to rush me?
No, but I do feel sorry for Miss Dora.
How's that?
Well, here she goes and sells her nice little dance hall and buys a home the other side of town, and you just back out.
Well, selling a dance hall ain't the same as selling a place like the Alhambra.
It's the same principle.
No, it is not. Well, that saloon's been home to me, Wyatt. I like the smell of it, and the noise, and the talk my customers bring in from the trails. You not being a drinking man, you got no heart for the Alhambra. It's been my very life these 5 years. They'll miss old Jim, the boys will. I feel like I'm deserting them.
Well, all right, then don't sell it.
And give up Dora?
Well, sure, why not?
That's the real Wyatt Earp talking. A whited sepulcher. Trying to break up the holy bonds of matrimony. Well, I'm selling that saloon, and I'm marrying Dora. And the likes of you can't stop me.
Hello, McGuire.
Oh, hello.
Unexpected you.
Good. Have the boy tie the horse up. Hey.
Come inside. I want to talk to you.
There ain't nothing to be that afraid of.
Well, Earp and I aren't exactly friendly. You can never tell who'll listen and carry tales. Is Kelly going to sell?
Well, he's got to sell. If you owned a saloon and Dora Hand agreed to marry you if you sold, well, how long could you wait, Brother Albright?
Well, I'm a happily married man.
Sure, sure. Jim ain't so happy about it, though. He feels so bad, they tell me he's drinking his own whiskey.
That's what I figured.
I don't think it hurt his brain.
Doesn't have to. Just well-oiled and anxious to get it over with. Here's the bill of sale and the transfer of the real estate.
Does it have to be this long? Kelly might get suspicious.
I know Jim. It'll be a wrench for him, parting with the Alhambra. He won't even bother to read the inventory of the stock and furnishings. In matters of business, Jim is a little careless and impulsive. Now, here's the really important item hidden on the middle of page 3.
And to Wyatt Earp, who will have a 20% interest in the business. Hey, won't we need Earp's signature on this to make it legal?
I'll take care of that later.
Forgery, huh? Well, Earp will deny it.
We don't have handwriting experts out here, Mr. McGuire. I've got a clerk working for me that can make Earp's name pass on a bank check.
Yeah, but we're handing him 20% of a good business.
Temporarily. Just temporarily. I'm lending you half the price with no interest. But if you get cold feet...
Oh, no. I'll make the deal. You really must despise Earp.
He's cost me thousands. We don't need a church deacon running a closed town. A wide open town is good for business.
Well, I'll go along with that. It's a deal. All the way.
All the way.
Just one. Straight.
You made up your mind to do it?
Yeah. Come on. McGuire will keep you on, Soapy. You and all the boys.
Thanks. It won't be the same.
Oh, what's the difference? One saloon's the same as another.
No, sir. This was more than a saloon the way you run it, Mr. Kelly. The cowhands come busting through them doors like hungry kids into their mama's kitchen. When the next outfit drives to Dodge and someone yells, "Hey, where's Kelly?" I sure hate to tell him.
Ah, shut up. McGuire talks like a good, honest Irishman.
Yeah, but he ain't no Jim Kelly.
He'll sell 'em good stuff.
He won't cold deck the cards. If he does, Earp will close him. And if he sees they had too much, he'll throw 'em out. Same as I always done.
You reckon he'll stake him to grub and tobacco money and pay their doctor bills if they're broke and sick and...
Shut up, I said. See who it is.
It's Mr. McGuire.
Let him in. I'll be in the back room.
You sure you don't want to change your mind?
No, let him in.
Come in, Mr. McGuire.
Oh, hello, Soapy.
He's in the back room.
Thanks. 14,000, 14,500, 15,000. There, better count it yourself.
I counted it. Place is yours.
Now, Mr. Kelly, your signature in two places, the bill of sale and the real estate transfer.
I don't need all this stuff, neither do you. You paid the money, we shake hands.
Look, I had to borrow part of the money from the bank. As far as you and I go, we shake hands. But the bank wants your John Henry here and on the last page there.
All right. There, it's done. You keep all my boys hired.
Why, of course. That's part of the deal.
Place is yours. I'm going out the back door.
Good luck, Mr. Kelly.
Good luck to yourself.
Dora wants to know if you can come out to the new house right away.
What's the matter, Millie?
Mr. Jim Kelly. He's intoxicated.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Charlie, that's wonderful work. Can you tell a difference?
Charlie's a genius. Here, I've got some private business with Mr. Albright. Now, let me get this straight. If Earp starts to give me a rousting at the Alhambra, I take these to Mayor Hoover. Hoover fires Earp. Earp gets sore and comes down to forget me at the Alhambra.
Then the boys start a free-for-all gunfight.
And Earp accidentally gets killed. Pretty slick. And I think it'll work.
You think it'll work? You know it'll work.
Oh, no, you don't. You've had enough. Now have some tomatoes. Thanks for coming so quick, Wyatt.
What do you have?
Too much. Jim's not a drinker, and he's got himself into a dirty sulk. He's mourning about that saloon.
You want me to take him on back to town, let him sleep it off?
No, I want you to try to help me sober him up so he can catch the 11 o'clock stage to Kansas City.
Kansas City?
Well, I've got to get him out of town. If he stays in town, he's going to sober up and try to buy that saloon back tomorrow. Come on, help me, please. Jim? Jim?
What'll I do with my time in Kansas City?
You can buy hardware for the new store, Kelly.
Now, White, you'll keep an eye on the old place now.
That's a promise, Mr. Kelly.
Now, I want you to stay at least a week in Kansas City, Kelly.
Bye, darling.
So long, Kelly.
Now, about the Alhambra.
Come on, they're waiting for you.
Watch your step. There we go. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Do you think he'll stick to it?
I sure hope so.
And Wyatt, do you
Wyatt.
think that...
Wyatt, there's trouble at the Alhambra.
Oh?
Soapy and one of the dealers, they threatened to kill McGuire.
Excuse me, Miss Doyle. Oh, do you want Hal to drive you home?
No, I'm all right, thanks.
Don't you worry about it.
And the deal was for you to keep us all on. It didn't call for me to cut drinks or for the dealer to cold deck poker and faro.
All right, quit.
It ain't that easy, McGuire. We got a good reputation in this town.
The Alhambra's an honest joint.
Kelly never should have sold it to you.
I'm warning you.
Open up, it's Marshal Earp.
Thanks for getting here so quick. I want these men arrested.
What for?
Well, he pulled a gun on me, and they both threatened to give me a pistol whipping.
He ordered me to water the drinks, Mr. Earp.
Take a look at these cards, Marshal.
Yeah, they're shaved or printed phony. He ordered him to cold deck Mr. Kelly's customers.
They're shaved, all right. I'm closing you, Mr. McGuire.
That's what you think.
Why, you...
Take it easy. No sense in starting any trouble.
Yeah, but he's a real bad one, Marshal. Where's Mr. Kelly?
He went away on business. I'll handle this. Tell the customers you're closing for the night.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you are.
All right, Mr. McGuire. Now, what's so important that you have to get me out of bed?
Earp and I bought Kelly's place.
What? Marshal Earp bought... Oh, no fairy stories, please.
There's his signature right on the deal.
Where's Marshal Earp?
He'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Good.
He's due now.
It looks to me, Mr. Mayor, as though they pulled a fast one. They sell me the Alhambra. Then Earp frames me into a charge of crooked work. Kelly comes back and buys the place for a song. The place is closed. What can I do? I gotta sell.
I see. Yes, it could happen that way.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Wyatt.
Well, Mr. Mayor?
I want to question Mr. Earp in private.
He'll deny everything. But there's the proof in black and white. I'll wait outside.
He says you own 20% of the Alhambra. Looks like your signature in two places.
It's a good forgery.
Who did it?
Well, the only one in town that could have done it this well is Mr. Albright's clerk. He served time forging checks in Oklahoma.
All right, eh? Well, that makes everything clear. I'll get that scoundrel if...
Oh, wait a minute, sir. Let's try and figure out what he wants you to do with me. Now, if you fired me, I could still keep my guns, but if you just suspended me, you'd take my badge and my guns until after an investigation. Now, let's go along with their game and suspend me.
But, Wyatt, how can you be...
Albright doesn't want me fired. Wants to set me up for a killing.
Without your star and guns. And you expect me to...
I want to catch Albright. Now, you, call Mr. McGuire in here, suspend me, and tell him that you're going to have a full investigation.
After you're dead? Now, Wyatt.
I know it's risky. It's the only way to get the goods on Albright. He hired Clay Allison to gun me. All I did is punch his face. And this time I really want to discourage him. We got to go along with this plan. If we don't, Albright's going to keep trying until he does get me.
But without your guns, you'll be a sitting duck.
Mr. Mayor, I've never been a sitting duck. Now, please do me this favor.
Favor? Yeah, all right. Mr. McGuire.
Oh.
Mr. Earp denies everything. He says the signature was forged.
You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. But pending a full investigation, I have no choice but to suspend Mr. Earp. Take off your star and guns.
You're the mayor. But I'm not going to need my guns. I'm going to beat your brains out with my fists. Now, you keep your saloon closed and get out of town.
You heard him threaten me. The Alhambra stays open. And don't come down there looking for me. You might get into trouble. You better keep him here till he cools off.
Yes. Mr. Earp, you're under temporary arrest for your own good.
You keep the Alhambra closed.
You're not the marshal now. My place will be running high, wide, and handsome the rest of the evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Well, here we go, fellas. She's open, boys, wide open. Earp's been suspended, so he ain't marshal no more. You can all wear your guns, and tonight, the fun's all on Butch McGuire. Come on in.
Well, now you know the whole story. Try and talk some sense into his head. I can't.
Why take chances, Wyatt?
Yeah, Mayor Hoover will fix things in the morning.
We'll go in there with guns and clean the whole place out.
No, I'll do it my way.
But you won't get a chance to use your fist on McGuire. Him and his gang will stage a fake free-for-all.
Yeah, they'll cut you down and say it was accidental.
Whose life is it?
Go along with him, boys. I appoint you his bodyguards until he's reinstated as marshal.
No, you stay out of it. Now, you promised me I could handle this. You going to back out on that?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Wyatt.
Oh, you heard about it, huh?
Yes, and you're not going near that place. Jim would never forgive me if I let anything happen to you.
You want Mr. Kelly to stay in the saloon business?
No, Wyatt, but you...
Well, listen to me, Miss Storer. I try to let the other fellow make the mistakes. I guess that's why I've gone on living.
Yes, but you can't go after McGuire empty-handed. Isn't that foolish?
Look, Pete Albright tricked Kelly into selling to a hoodlum. If I can just get the goods on Albright, the court will seize the business. The court won't sell it back to Mr. Kelly, I promise you that. I got quite a stake in both of you, you know.
Yes, but not at the cost of your own life.
Well, I'm not quite that sentimental. Anyway, there's kind of a catch in this whole thing that Mr. Albright and McGuire don't know about. I guess Mayor Hoover, my deputy, should have known, but it kind of slipped their memory. Now, you just go on home and write a nice long letter to Mr. Kelly.
Earp's coming. No guns, no star.
Good. Business as usual, fellas. Everybody pretend we don't know.
Who starts it?
I do.
Yeah, well, then I better get...
Get hold of yourself. Earp ain't got arms 10 yards long.
Yeah, I know, but...
You stay here.
Sit down. All right, Mr. McGuire, take off your guns and step outside.
Why, sure.
Start shooting, all of you.
No, Mr. Albright, you start. Or I will. I got 2 loads left. Who's next?
Deputies, arrest Earp. He's not the marshal. He's got no right to carry a gun.
Mr. Albright, you framed me. I want you to admit that.
Oh.
You got 1 good hand left. I'll wait until you draw.
No. No, don't.
Mr. Albright and Mr. McGuire didn't know I was a deputy federal marshal. They're under arrest for forging my name. It's a federal offense.
What about the rest of them, Wyatt?
Take them all to jail. I want this place cleaned up. Clem, pick up the guns.
Come on. Gun belts on.
Go on.
Move.
Come on, you can walk this up with parties.
Give me a hand. Take him to the dock.
Are you all right, Wyatt?
Just like old times.
Mr. Kelly, what are you doing back?
I've always been here.
He says he came back to get some souvenirs. Now, what would he be doing with a bunch of souvenirs from a saloon?
Nothing, and he knows it. It doesn't belong to you, Mr. Kelly. Now, the court's going to be seizing this whole place.
That's all right, Kelly. You've still got Dora.
That's right, Dora.
He cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Allen's killed an awful good friend of yours, Wyatt.
Got your buntline special. Why don't you drop him as he comes down the trail? Or hang him right here.
Sheriff Bassett, his chief deputy Bill Tillman, Marshal Wyatt Earp are all thinking the same thing.
Well?
No. We take him alive and let the law hang him.
You sure you'll stick to that?
I don't know.
Better make up your mind, Wyatt. Here he comes.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien. Presented by...
Perhaps the main reason his enemies hated Marshal Wyatt Earp was Wyatt's profound loyalty to his friends. Then there were such characters as Jim Kelly and Dora Hand, the queen of Dodge City nightlife. Jim Kelly, the saloon keeper who backed Wyatt in his struggle to civilize roarin', snortin' Dodge. And Dora Hand, a legend in her own lifetime on the frontier, whose romance with Kelly and friendship with Wyatt caused some lifting of eyebrows among the respectable citizens of Dodge City. But Wyatt Earp, having once gained a friend, was loyal to that friend to the last ditch.
Howdy, Wyatt.
Hey, you look like a married man already, Mr. Kelly.
None of your bachelor grins now. I may back out on it entirely. And what would you think of that?
You'll be at the church tomorrow. Where's Miss Dora?
Still sewing on that dress. I tell you what, I'm shaky. Hey, what are you toting?
Oh, it's a present. And it's hefty. I'm kind of scared to show it to Miss Dora.
What is it now?
Never mind. It's for the bride-to-be to open, not you.
What? I'm not good enough for her.
No, you're not.
I knew you'd say that, and I ought to get sore. But it's the Lord's own truth. You can't take a man out of a saloon and put him in a hardware store on the right side of town and expect a miracle.
Now, Miss Dora doesn't expect that. She knows you.
But is it fair now for me to be marrying her?
Mr. Kelly, the women always get the worst of it. They expect that. Anyway, if women weren't braver than men, there'd be mighty few marriages. No, Miss Dora knows exactly what she's got to put up with.
Come in, Wyatt. Put the clock down.
Clock?
It's a beautiful Seth Thomas with chimes. And you paid far too much for it. But there's no need to pretend we don't need a clock. You open it, Jim. You're the head of the household.
How'd you find out that I was giving you a clock?
Mr. Levy told me that you sent all the way to St. Louis for it. And he didn't want you to waste money on something we didn't need. Oh, Jim, isn't he beautiful?
Sure is. One of those new 8-day clocks. Must have cost you mighty near a month's pay.
Oh, now mind your manners, Kelly. You know that we don't put a price on anything. Oh, you better let Wyatt put it on the mantelpiece. I don't trust Jim in the state he's in.
Want me to wind it?
Oh, no, it's bad luck. Wait until after the wedding tomorrow.
Well, we sure do thank you. Do I get to wind it?
Bend down, Wyatt. We'll treasure this all our lives.
Thank you, Miss Dora. Mr. Kelly, you don't know how lucky you are.
We're both fools for luck. Oh, this is a far cry from the Alhambra Saloon and Dora's dance hall. Oh, why, Wyatt? Dear.
What's wrong?
It's that Rellens kid. You know, hon, the one whose father owns that big ranch down in Texas.
I'll settle his hash.
No, you let me take care of it. He thinks he's in love with me. I'll let him down easy.
But Dora...
Now stay out of it, Kelly.
Let Miss Dora handle it.
Howdy, Bob.
Is it true?
What do you mean?
As soon as I hit town, they told me about you marrying that old man. It can't be true.
If you mean Jim Kelly, he's not an old man. Yes, we are getting married tomorrow.
That Irish saloon keeper? You're smarter than that.
Oh, how smart should I be?
Dora, listen. I told you I'd marry you just as soon as I collected from my mama. Well, I collected. I'm over 21 and my old man hasn't got a thing to say about it.
I don't rob cradles, Bob. I told you that, didn't I?
You ain't marrying Jim Kelly.
Oh, yes, I am tomorrow.
You're marrying me.
Bob, look. Your pop may own half of Texas, but it doesn't make any difference to me if he owns the whole state. I'm 30 years old. Go back to Texas, Bob. Get a gal your own age.
Now, get on your horse, kid.
Well, the bridegroom, you think. You stupid Irish no-good.
Get on over here, Dora.
Wyatt! Wyatt!
Get in the house, both of you.
Kelly, temper now. Come on, do it, Wyatt.
So you're Wyatt Earp, huh?
That's right.
That's supposed to impress me? My name is Rellens. Bob Rellens.
I heard of your father. Nothing very good. I don't want to hear any more about you. Now, you get in that horse and ride out of this town. Leave it alone. You're a spoiled brat.
Sit on, Kelly. Give you that beating.
You swing another punch at me, and I'm going to give you that licking, boy.
You're bigger than me, Earp. But Dora ain't gonna marry that Irish, you understand?
I told you to get on that horse. The time's run out in this town. If I see you here again, your father isn't going to know you.
I'll get me another gun, Earp. You tell that friend Kelly, Dora ain't gonna marry that Irisher.
Wyatt. Wyatt. Jim wants to go gunning for that fool kid.
Won't be necessary. Mr. Kelly, would you bring my hat?
But Bob is so mean when he's jealous and drunk.
You and Jim forget about it. I'll run him out of town. Thank you. I'll see you both at the party tonight, huh?
Oh, yes, of course, Wyatt. There wouldn't be any party without you.
Thanks.
17, 18, 19, 20.
Hello, Sam.
Oh, hello, Marshal.
You got a guest here by the name of Bob Rellens?
Yeah, but he checked out. Not 5 minutes ago.
Where is he now, do you know?
Threw his saddlebags on his horse and rode off. Acted sore at all us folks in Dodge. Reckon he headed back to Texas. And a good riddance, if you ask me.
Yeah, it sure is, if he did go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Howdy, Wyatt. Howdy, Sheriff. Mr. Tillman. I'm hunting for Bob Rollins.
Jim, what's he done? Shot somebody in the back?
Oh, he threatened Jim Kelly. I ordered him to leave town.
He didn't leave?
I'm not sure. I've had my deputies out hunting for him since before noon. I was wondering if you and Mr. Tillman would give me a hand.
Of course, Wyatt. If that Rollins kid was still in town, where do you figure he'd be hiding? Well, Steve Corning's old man Rollins' lawyer up here.
You talk to Steve.
Right.
I'll get some of my deputies. We'll help you check the trails.
Thanks, Charlie. That'd be the quickest way. I don't want Mr. Kelly's wedding interfered with.
Nobody does. Him and Dora have invited the whole town. Everybody will turn out to wish him well, too.
And don't worry about Rollins, Wyatt. We'll find him.
Thanks.
Howdy, Bob.
Howdy.
You're heading the wrong way, ain't you?
I'm heading for Texas. Is that the wrong way?
You'll be missing all the fun, Bob.
Oh?
Jim Kelly's marrying Dora Hand tomorrow. Free drinks and a picnic all day long.
That's too bad. I gotta shove along home now.
Bye.
Bye.
Howdy, Marshal. Sheriff?
We're looking for a boy by the name of Bob Rollins. You happen to know him?
Sure. I just passed him down the road a ways.
Heading south?
Yep. I charged him a little about missing the big day tomorrow. Kelly getting married, you know. But he said he had to move along home to Texas.
Did he act drunk or sore or anything?
Why no, Sheriff. It's a fair question. What are you after him for?
Marshal Earp ordered him to leave town. We're just making sure he left. I guess the boy come to his senses, Wyatt.
Yeah, I guess so.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
If you're still not satisfied, we can overtake the boy. I don't know what we could arrest him for.
No, Charlie, not much sense in that. Guess I'm just kind of jumpy.
Miss Kelly should be nervous, not you. Come on, get him off your mind.
Well, gentlemen, this is the finest bachelor dinner I've ever attended. And the soberest. Jim Kelly, your very good health.
That's right. Let's have a speech, Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, come on, how about a few words?
Well, Dora talked me into having the dinner here. She wanted to keep me sober.
Oh.
But we've had our fun and our jokes now, but in the general excitement, I plumb forgot to ask the Reverend to say grace. I hope it's not too late for his blessing on this house.
My good friends, I'm not going to say grace. Mr. Kelly, you and Miss Dora blessed this house with your love. Only love can bless a house and a marriage. But it took considerable more than that. It took great courage to cross Marshal Earp's deadline, to start a new life on this side of town. I'm wondering what you have to say to that, Mr. Earp.
Amen.
I say God bless all of you. Without Wyatt's help, the Reverend's, and all of you, I'd have never made it. It's a little miracle, it is, turning a hoodlum like me into a respectable merchant.
Good evening, gentlemen. Did you have too much to drink, Kelly? Shame on you. In front of the Reverend Hawker, too. I thought you were going to watch out for him, Wyatt.
Oh, he only had a couple of glasses of champagne.
It isn't the wine, it's the Irish in him, Miss Dora.
Lovely things was said, Dora. Lovely.
I apologize. Mrs. Hawkett's waiting outside for you. And Mrs. Hoover's waiting outside for you. She's worried about you. And I'm worried about all of you. Bachelor dinners. Do you know it's 2 o'clock in the morning?
But Dora...
We're going to have one of the biggest weddings that Dodge City's ever had.
Miss Dora's right. It is getting kind of late.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Mayor.
Thank you. Good night, Kelly. Good night.
Good night.
I'm going to take Mr. Kelly on over to the hotel and see that he gets tucked into bed.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Hold on, Wyatt. I haven't showed her my wedding outfit.
Where is it, Kelly?
Wyatt left it in the bedroom. Now, the hat and coat may be too loud.
I'm a little tired, Kelly. Anything you wear will be all right with me.
She'll look at it, and she'll let you know whether she likes it in the morning. So, I'll wait for you outside. Good night, Miss Doyle.
Good night, Wyatt. Good night, Kelly. Dream me an Irish dream.
I will. That I will.
Don't forget the wedding tomorrow.
What? I don't like leaving her alone.
She's not alone. Mrs. Norton's staying with her.
You sure Rellens didn't sneak back?
If he did come back, he'd be after you, not Miss Dora. Well, he's probably 50 miles down the trail to Texas by now. Come on.
Dora, is she hurt bad? I'll go for Dr. McCarty. No, you go.
Come on, give me a hand.
Dora.
Take it easy.
Wyatt, she's hurt bad. Do something. Do something.
There's nothing to do, Mr. Kelly.
Oh, Dora.
Don't take on so, Mr. Kelly.
Let him cry. Who's got a better right to cry? I'm going after Rellens. Now, we know he left by the Jones and Plummer Trail, but he'd be a fool to stay on it with only an hour head start.
And he'll circle to ford the Cimarron and hit the Texas Trail in the Nations.
That'll be my guess, Charlie. The best ford is right here by Wagon Bed Springs.
No, that's a big gamble, Wyatt. Why, it's 70 miles across that prairie to the springs. Besides, he may get there ahead of us.
Then we run him all the way to Texas.
How much further to Cimarron, you figure, Wyatt?
Oh, about 30 miles over there.
Been riding 6 hours now. We better lay up and rest the horses.
Well, I vote we go on.
Wyatt's right. Man on the run usually figures he's got a posse of soft town folks after him. This may be our one chance to head Rellens off. Let's go.
United States Marshal, open up.
Wagon Bed Springs?
Yes, sir.
How far is it to Cimarron Ford?
Oh, gosh almighty, it's just across that field.
You seen any horsemen today or heard any tonight?
Nobody traveling either way, mister.
That's good. Charlie, you and Bill, get yourself warm and rest your horses. I'm going to go on down to the ford and make sure. All right. Can I borrow your lantern, mister?
Help yourself, Marshal. You other gentlemen go over and water your horses and come on in the house.
Thank you.
Easy, Wyatt. Thought you'd like some coffee.
Thanks. That's good. I figure Ellens will be by come sunup. Make the fight right here, keep the shots away from the house.
Well, have you thought it over? What? Do we just kill him outright, or do we hang him?
Can't do either one, Charlie. You know that. Supposed to bring him in alive.
Ellens has an awful powerful papa, Wyatt. The old man will spend any amount to get him off.
Money isn't going to get him off. They'll hang him in Dodge after a fair trial.
I hope so.
But you doubt it, huh? You, Bill, and I are officers of the law. All we can do is arrest the skunk. We're not supposed to judge him or execute him.
Fine. Come on. Let's get out of this and get some rest.
Kill that girl in cold blood.
Even if he meant it for Kelly, he had murder in his heart.
Wyatt, I'll drop him. Or better yet, how about Charlie and me cutting loose on him together?
I feel the same way you do. I know better, and so do you. Just knock him off his horse.
You do it, Wyatt. I don't trust myself.
All right. Here he comes.
Oh! Oh!
Did I get Kelly?
No. He killed his store.
You're lying.
Don't you never call Wyatt a liar. He's a fool to let you live, but he's telling the truth. You killed a girl.
Dora. Go ahead. Finish me off.
Oh, I'd like to. Killing's too good for you. Where you hit?
In the back, I can't feel my legs.
Your horse ridge spoiled my aim.
Oh!
Sit bad. Have to make a stretcher.
Order! Order! The accused will come forward. Mr. Ellens, in the opinion of this court, you are guilty of murder. Doctors have testified that you will never walk again and might die at any time. This court, however, is not swayed by irrelevant facts. Order! Order! Any more disturbance and I'll have Marshal Earp clear the courtroom. Your counsel, Mr. Ellens, have asked a change of venue on the ground that public opinion is so inflamed in Dodge City that you could not receive a fair trial here. The court is obliged to agree to their contention.
Quiet! Quiet! Sit down! Sit down and stay there.
For the benefit of the public, the court must observe that any man accused of any crime is guaranteed a fair trial by the law of the country. Change of venue is hereby granted, and you'll be tried in Abilene. Sheriff Bassett, remove the prisoner. Court adjourned.
You better give him a good charge. You better do.
No, Mr. Kelly. Killing Rollins isn't going to bring her back. You'd have to punish you as a common hoodlum. Do you think Miss Doyle would want that? They'll hang him in Abilene. If they don't, he'll pay in remorse and pay in the rest of his life. Even if he gets off scot-free, Mr. Kelly, he'll still have to face the final judge.
Up the country, the old Wild West country, he made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Put this mask on. You're riding with us. I said put it on. You've tipped off Wyatt Earp. You'll get your share of bullets. If nothing goes wrong in the holdup, then you'll be just like us, an outlaw.
Why don't you let Earp catch him red-handed, Dave?
Hey, it's an idea. The great Wyatt Earp catches his best friend, Bat Masterson, in the Santa Fe payroll robbery. All right, let's ride.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
The friendship between Wyatt Earp and young Bat Masterson was a rough and ready alliance of startlingly dissimilar characters. It began with Bat's hero worship of the older and wiser Marshal Earp. It grew as Bat determined to follow Wyatt in the dangerous career of a Western peace officer. Wyatt had advised his young friend to go to school and choose some other business. Bat made a try at this while Wyatt was Marshal of Wichita. But when Wyatt moved on to Dodge City and gained fame as the first marshal who could hold his own with hoodlums of that rip-roaring cowhand capital, Bat Masterson was drawn to Dodge as by an irresistible lure. Whatever befell, he would prove to Marshal Earp that he had the makings of a great deputy.
Oh, so this is Dodge City, hmm?
Toughest camp of them all, man. But I'll keep an eye on you.
That's nice to know, Mr. Masterson.
I'll get the bag.
Oh, don't rush off, Miss Nellie. Well, your little brother can tote the luggage to the hotel.
Mr. Lukens, I thought I told you I didn't want to be bothered.
Oh, now, is that friendly? Now, I can show you a good time. Oh, here, boy. Take that luggage over to the hotel, will you, for the young lady?
You.
Hey, you're right-handy with your fists. How are you with a gun?
Pretty fair.
Well, the next time I see you, wear it.
Come on, let's go to the hotel.
You do the same.
Come on, let's go. told me you wanted a job with Marshal Earp. Is this going to help any?
Lucan's asked for a gunfight.
I think you ought to talk to Mr. Earp first.
Wyatt. Your old friend, Bat Masterson, is in town. He just had a fist fight with a fellow by the name of Lucan outside the stage depot. They're going to shoot it out the next time they meet.
Were they fighting over a girl?
She's a real fairy belle, according to the stage driver.
Yeah, well, that's bad, all right.
I have a very nice room for you, southwest corner. Register, please.
All right.
Hello, Mr. Masterson.
Hey, Wyatt! Why, I meant to write you.
You never learned how to write. I say you got a little smear on your upper lip.
Oh, that's a mustache. Mexican style.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so glad to see you, I plumb forgot. Miss Nellie, I want you to meet Wyatt Earp.
How do you do?
I'd almost decided to rent to the jail for you.
How's that?
Mr. Masterson here wants to gun a man.
Not unless he comes after me.
I'm afraid the gunfight's gonna have to wait.
Why?
Because you're under arrest, that's why.
Another joke?
No, I'd have a fine time with my enemies if I let my friends break the law.
Well, thank goodness. Look, there's a lot of things about this that I haven't told you yet. But I will later. Why don't you keep him with you a few hours? By that time, somebody else will probably shoot Lukens. It's been a real pleasure, Mr. Earp.
Do I have to put the handcuffs on you?
No, I'll go along peaceable. Try to stomach. And the first thing I do is get into a fight. Sure isn't a very good time to be asking you for a deputy's job.
So who's the girl?
Well, she got aboard at Abilene. We struck up a conversation, that's all. Look, I'm not the fool I used to be about women. I'm practically cured.
Oh, well, that's good. Are you still really serious about wanting that deputy job?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
All right. You do me a favor. Keep this in the gun rack.
Yeah, but what if Lukens comes after me?
Oh, come on, act your age. You could shoot his ears off. You know that.
Well, yes, sir.
Now, when I go to see Mayor Hoover to get his approval on your deputy job, I'd look pretty silly trying to explain how you killed a man over a girl, wouldn't it?
I see that. How about the arrest?
That's first offense.
Thanks, Wyatt.
I'll let you buy me a dinner down at your hotel tonight.
I owe you a lot more than a dinner. Well, this is my lucky day, Mr. Dealer.
Fine, good luck. Your name Masterson? Yeah. Mr. Lukens was here, said he'd be back. Want you to wait.
I'm not frightened. Let's have a nice, quiet game of cards.
Fine with me.
You paralyzed all of a sudden?
Where's your gun?
It's in the rack.
Well, go get it. Or maybe you're too scared.
No. I just don't want any trouble.
Big talk. No fight?
All right. I'll meet you outside.
Look out!
You want any more?
Hold it.
I'm sorry, Wyatt. I tried to keep up, but he crowded me.
That's right, Mr. Earp.
It's not hurt bad. Couple of you men walk him on over to Doc McCarty's.
You're sore at me.
I was on my way to see the mayor.
And now the deputy job's all off, huh? Well, come on, give it to me straight. Look, I'm not gonna beg you.
Mr. Masterson, the deputy can't afford to get mixed up with women and gambling.
Now, if you hadn't gone over to Beeson's place to play Pharaoh, you might have kept out of Lucan's way.
And let everybody think I was afraid of him?
It isn't what everybody thinks. And you claim you want to work for me, so it's what I think.
Oh, and you're still my school teacher, huh? Well, I don't need any lectures about how I gamble or what women I run with. Forget the job.
Wait a minute. You shot Lukens in self-defense. But I think you acted like a trigger-happy brat.
My friend.
Who is it?
Dave Pollock, open up.
It's kind of risky, isn't it?
I'd rather take a chance of moving during the daylight than being bushwhacked by some reward hunter at night. Getting a drink?
It's on the bureau.
So that's the way it is now, huh? Little Nell ain't fetching drinks for her Davy boy anymore. Well, since it's going to be strictly business, we're hitting the Santa Fe payroll.
Yeah?
They bring $30,000 into this town every Saturday. But on what train, I don't know. Or how it gets out to the construction camp. That's your part of the job.
For how much?
The usual.
Oh, no. That won't be enough.
Won't it?
No. I'm not casing any more jobs for two-bit money while you throw away hundreds on her.
And which her is that?
On Blanche.
You listen to me. You give me any more trouble and you get a lot worse. Now, you be out the camp tomorrow night with the information I want.
Come in.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
If you got in here any sooner, you'd have to use wings. I don't see any wings or any halo.
I've been around. Your message said you needed help. What's the trouble?
How do you stand with your friend, Mr. Earp?
Not good.
It won't last. You and I are going to have to cut him in on this pretty soon.
In on what?
I know how you can get your deputy job and a big chunk of money besides. Come on, it's safer to talk outside.
What?
Mr. Kenton, Mr. Earp.
How do you do, sir?
Mr. Kenton is a detective with the Santa Fe.
Oh, how are you?
Mike worried. You got a reward sheet on Dave Pollock, his gang, the train robbers?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Kenton thinks he saw Pollock in our town.
Yes, he visited Nellie Wright at the Dodge Hotel.
Miss Nellie, huh?
She used to be his girl. Maybe she still is.
Oh, sit down, Mr. Kenton.
And that's where you and Marshal Earp come in. I tell you the robbery set up, and you tell him. And I want 2/3 of the reward money.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Well, think about it, or there's no deal.
Turning in a hoodlum like Dave Pollock, you could get hurt.
So could you. That's another thing. I want Mr. Earp to promise to make a clean sweep of Dave and all his men. I'd kind of like to go on living.
Maybe it's too big a risk. White might not believe me. Anyway, how do I know you're going to stay hitched? You think you hate Pollock now? Just a cowhead. Don't get scared.
You're the one who's scared. All right. I'll tell Mr. Earp.
You go near Wyatt and Pollock will hear about it.
Dave's in a hurry. He's going to want to hit that payroll this Saturday. I'll meet you at the Long Branch tomorrow at 3. Slip you a note. That's the deal?
Yeah. Then I'll tip off Wyatt.
Okay.
Well, I'll have one of my deputies watch the girl, Mr. Kenton. If I were you, I wouldn't change any of my payroll delivery.
Well, do you think we can take Pollock if he rides in?
The main thing is not to scare him off.
One other point. What about young Masterson?
Well, Mr. Masterson is as honest as you are.
Thank you very much, Mr. Earp.
I thought you invited me to have dinner with him.
Why would I do that? We're not friendly.
Are you really that sore?
Yes, I am. Now get away from me, will you?
Well, let's have some fun, Ellie. Let's go dancing or something.
No, I've got to go in.
Oh, no, it ain't even 7 o'clock yet, Nellie. We're not even started
A lot
yet.
more than started.
You know, you're pretty cute, Nellie.
Stop it. You've had too much, Mr. Sprague. Now trot along home.
No, Nellie, I'd rather be with you.
Mr. Sprague, will you go home?
Nellie! So you're gonna be like that? Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna look for a little trouble. That's what I have to have, some trouble. What's going to happen to me?
Nothing. Come on, Mr. Sprague, drink your coffee.
I'll lose my job at the railroad.
No, you won't. Not if you tell me what you told that girl.
Well, I thought it was a joke how careless they handle the payroll.
Careless, huh?
They sure are. They put it in a gunny sack and just throw it on a wagon that hauls the grub to camp. Ain't that funny? Thousands of dollars rolling around on a camp wagon. That was the joke I told the girl.
All right. Now, you have nothing more to do with Miss Nellie, you understand?
Oh, never.
Al, do you want to take Mr. Sprague home?
Yeah, let's go home.
Yeah. What about Masterson? Shouldn't we pick him up?
I'll take care of that when the time comes.
All right.
Yeah, let's go home, huh?
Yep, we go home.
That'll take too long going home.
Won't you join us? Stay a while?
No, thanks. It's all there.
Gunny sack. In a camp wagon. You been followed?
Maybe.
Just one more question.
What?
One of my boys saw you talking to a young fella, Pat Masterson.
What about it?
He's a good friend of Wyatt Earp's.
They hate each other. If you don't believe me, have your boys ask around the saloons.
Maybe I will.
Go ahead, I don't care. Call the whole thing off.
No, it goes tomorrow morning, you hear me?
Oh, shut up. I'll be there. Come on.
Danny? We're not going to take a chance on Masterson. We'll take care of him tonight.
Good, Dave.
You want in on this, Bat?
No, guess I better quit. I gotta see a friend of mine. Say, have you seen anything of Miss Nellie Wright?
Left before noon. Hasn't come back yet.
I'll drop around later.
Did you meet the Pollock outfit? The railroad detective's been waiting for you.
Mr. Masterson still in town?
Yeah, gambling at the Long Branch.
You missed her. She came in and then checked out in a big hurry.
Did she say where she was going?
Left you a note, but she didn't say where she was going.
You got a pencil?
Yes. There you are, young man. Right here.
Send this out to Marshal Earp at the jail, will you? Give the boy this. If Miss Nellie hired a rig, where's she most likely to get it?
Livery stable's right across the alley. You go out here and turn to your right.
Thanks.
And that...
And what right have you to assume that Masterson isn't in cahoots with Pollock? Isn't it logical he might
No,
have...
sir.
Well, why isn't it
Because
logical?
I trust him.
You trust him?
Now, look, I'm not going to arrest Mr. Masterson. I'm not going to ask him any questions. I wouldn't want him to doubt my honesty, and I don't doubt his.
Well, then where are we? How can we set a trap for Pollock if we don't know where he's going to jump the payroll wagon?
I sent for him.
Really, Earp, of all the stubborn, misguided loyalty to a wild young yahoo, I'm... Excuse me.
It's from Mr. Masterson. Says he'll see me later. Now, this looks like a case plan for the holdup. What do you think, Mr. Kenton?
Little David's garden. Well, where's that?
It's about 5 miles out of town. It's a stretch of boulders and brush.
Well, we'll be there. Now, shouldn't we talk about the...
I'm going to try and find Mr. Masterson. Shall I tell him you'll apologize?
What?
He's just a punk. Sure you didn't make a mistake?
They made a mistake, all right.
Oh, how's that?
Wyatt Earp and I fell out. What am I supposed to know?
You know Nellie. You're in and out of the hotel asking for her.
Well, if it's Miss Nellie Wright you're talking about, I met her on the stage from Abilene.
Well, tie him up. We'll take no chances.
Certainly, Mr. Pollock. Certainly, but you got me all wrong.
Get him out of here and tie him up.
He's so innocent. How did he know my name? Look, Danny, we're going to put a mask on him, make him ride with us in the morning. If he hasn't tipped off Earp, he'll be just another outlaw like us. But if we ride into trouble, so will he.
Mr. Gruber?
Yeah? Oh, howdy, Marshal.
Clerk over at the hotel said Mr. Masterson came over here to ask you about a young lady renting a rig.
Oh, young fellow, well-dressed. He a friend of yours?
That's right.
Well, I thought he was just a drunk. I saw 2 men loading him into the back end of a wagon.
Why didn't you report that?
Oh, Marshal, you know they're always collecting drunks for these cattle outfits.
What about the girl, Nellie Wright?
Oh, her. Well, she paid me for 2 days and moved to that old boarding house down by the Santa Fe.
Thank you. All right, I'll ask you just one question. What do you think Pollock's going to do to Bat?
Well, if Bat hasn't owned up to anything, Dave might treat him like he did Fish Daniels.
How's that?
We weren't too sure of Daniels on the Hannibal and St. Joe deal. So Dave put a mask on him and took him along.
I see.
Are you going out there and jump Dave tonight?
Guess I'll have to.
That's stupid. First thing they do is put a bullet in the guy, then they'd scatter in the dark. Why don't you let them come after the payroll?
So you could get the reward?
Why not? I'm risking my life. Let Masterson take a risk, too.
There are 2 deputies watching the house. You stay here. Or are you going to sleep in the jail? Now, I don't want a man to fire until I've taken my shot with the bunt line. That goes for you, Mr. Kenton, and your Santa Fe men. Now, if Pollock brings Mr. Masterson along, I'm going to try to crease Mr. Masterson just enough to knock him off his horse.
Any man of mine fires, I'll crease them.
Fine. Let's get out there.
put your mask on, Sonny.
There's a guard on that wagon, and he shoots me, I'm dead. If you get away with the money, I'm an outlaw.
That's tough. Put it on. All right.
Wagon's coming.
Wyatt, it's me! Get down, Bat!
Let those guns! Get them off the horses.
It was a stupid stunt. I was aiming to crease you.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I didn't want a bullet in my head.
All right, all right.
It's not all right. Why didn't you come out and take me from Pollock's last night? But oh no, you're a cold-blooded John Law. You lay up there with your buntline special trying to put a crooked part in my hair.
Will you relax? It's all over, and you and Nellie will get a big reward.
Hey, Pollock.
How bad'd you get him?
He's finished.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Why do we have to wait till Billy dies? Why don't we go kill Bat Masterson right now?
That won't be long one way or the other. If we lose Billy, Masterson will pay for it.
Yeah, but what if Marshal Earp decides to stick up for Bat?
Earp's just flesh and blood. A bullet will take him the same as anybody else.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
The code of the frontier peace officer was a simple and unwritten law. You gave any man a chance to surrender. If he reached for a gun, you hit him on the head with the barrel of a .45 or you shot to disable him. Wyatt Earp, as Marshal of Ellsworth, Wichita, and Dodge City, followed this code to the letter, often at the risk of his own life. But young Bat Masterson, his new deputy marshal, had a lot to learn. Despite Wyatt's instructions, Bat was apt to get excited or trigger happy.
Go get Marshal Earp. Billy Jordan's on the prod. He'll hurt somebody.
And another thing, Mr. Masterson, sparking dance hall girls and being a deputy marshal, they just don't mix. Now, morals have nothing to do with it. It's just that I can't run an office like this with one of my deputies going around telling secrets to some fairy belle in a dance hall.
I don't tell him a thing, Wyatt.
No, not so far, but there's always the next girl.
Hello, Wyatt.
Al?
Some drunk cowhand shooting up the Long Branch. I'll take care of him.
Oh. Why don't you take Mr. Masterson along with you? The quicker he learns our methods, the better off he'll be.
Come on, Bat.
Will one shotgun be enough?
Oh, that'll be plenty. Oh, Hal will scare him and you grab him.
Your cards are crooked. I don't need to squawk to Wyatt Earp. Everybody out! This place is closed!
Here. All right, Billy. You emptied your gun.
I got more bullets in my belt.
Drop it.
Oh, no. No, Johnny. No.
He was only bluffing. He's hurt pretty bad. You gotta get him over to Doc McCarty's office.
His gun was empty, so you shoot him in the back.
I didn't know that.
Well, never mind that. Give me a hand. Come on, somebody, give me a hand. Bat thought he was gonna shoot me.
You tell Earp I want to see him about this.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Beeson. Come on, Bat.
See what Earp has to say. Hired a trigger-happy kid for a deputy.
Mr. Beeson, I just came from the doc's office. He says Jordan has a chance.
Do you think Masterson did right?
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet. But as a general rule, when a man is told to drop his guns, he better do it or he's asking for trouble.
Are you defending Bat?
I'm responsible for all my deputies.
Well, I just wanted to know. You see, I'm going to have to explain this to Billy Jordan's old man, his brothers, and his cousins. You're in trouble, Earp.
All right. If they want to talk to me, I'll be around. It's also a general rule, Mr. Beeson, that a customer checks his guns. How'd Jordan get so drunk that he waved a .45 in the face of a deputy with a shotgun?
So the main point is, Wyatt, that I knew Jordan wasn't going to shoot, but Bat didn't. He was standing behind the kid.
Thanks, Sal. Oh, make another check down at Doc McCarty's, will you?
Yeah.
All right, say it.
No, you say it.
I got excited, sure. Was afraid Jordan would cut loose at Hal.
Well, Mr. Masterson, we all make mistakes.
I don't think it was a mistake. I was playing it safe for Hal.
You could have shot Jordan in the arm or the shoulder.
When taking a chance, sure.
Look, we all take chances. I aim to wing a man instead of shooting to kill. Thought you knew what my policy was when you hired on here.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with it.
Oh, you don't, huh?
Look, you're lightning with a gun and dead accurate. You can't expect us deputies to take the same risks you run.
Hal didn't shoot, and he had more reason to fire than you did.
He might have got his head blown off, too.
No, he's had experience with drunks. You're under arrest, Mr. Masterson.
Arrest?
And don't leave the jail. Gonna have to find out what Jordan's relatives think about it.
Relatives?
That's right. They all have relatives and friends, Mr. Masterson. That's why we try not to kill people. How is he, Doc?
Well, he's still alive.
Did you get the bullet on?
No, it was awfully close to the heart.
Well, do you think he'll make it?
Not unless that slug comes out. I've stopped the worst bleeding, but the bullet nicked a rib. It's probably jagged enough to cut an artery.
Well, you can operate, can't you?
I could, Wyatt, but, you know, working that close to the heart, maybe we'll have time to get a fine surgeon from Kansas City.
Hey, what about a Army surgeon from Fort Dodge? It's only about 25 miles away.
Not much chance of getting one, I'm afraid.
All right, boys. Take off your gun belts. Hang them on your saddles.
Looks like some of Billy Jordan's folks.
I wish you'd ask him to stay outside for a while.
Yeah, I'll try it. Any of you Jordans?
We're all Jordans. My boy in there?
Yes, sir. But he's asleep. Dr. McCarty thinks you ought to wait a while.
Billy's still alive.
Yes, sir.
Tell me that one of your deputies shot Billy.
He was resisting arrest.
With an empty gun and his back turned?
Look, we know who it was. If Billy don't pull through,
Hold
we're
it,
gonna...
son. You ought to tell me you've been mighty decent in handling arrests. But I can't understand why you'd hire a young fellow like Masterson.
You want the honest truth?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson got excited and used poor judgment. But we've all made mistakes and...
Killing ain't just a mistake. If my boy loses out, so does Masterson.
That would be a mistake too, Mr. Jordan. Now, I must warn you and your boys not to wear guns in this town.
We're not gonna wear them. Just gonna keep them handy.
You put Wyatt in an impossible situation. He'll be too loyal to fire you. He may even feel he has to back you up if it comes to a gunfight. Now, I'm sorry, but it seems to me that...
I'll quit. I'll turn in my badge.
No, you won't. Billy Jordan's still alive. You go on down and make your regular patrol.
Yes, sir. I thought I was under arrest.
I wanted to keep you here until I had a chance to talk to the Jordans.
But, Wyatt, it isn't only the Jordans. Public opinion
I know,
is...
sir. Go on.
Why don't you let him resign?
Because he has the makings of the top-notch officer. Legally, he was within his rights. I'm going to get a telegram off to Captain Benteen over at the fort. Maybe he'll send us an army surgeon. Excuse me, sir. Hal? Hal?
Yes, sir.
Get this telegram off right away, will you?
If Doc McCarty can't save the boy, no one else can, and you know it.
It's a chance, sir.
Hang it all, Wyatt. You're carrying loyalty too far. The Jordans could gun Masterson, and any jury in Dodge would turn him loose.
Mr. Mayor, I don't defend what he did. I told Jordan's father I thought he made a mistake.
Then let him take his punishment.
You don't really mean that, sir. Besides, he's taking his punishment. He's taking it right now. Now, right now, Mr. Masterson is just about the lonesomest young man in the world.
Hello, Mr. Kent. Howdy, Mr. Prentice. Gotta check the shotgun, Mr. Beeson. I was over at Doc McCarty's. He said Jordan's holding his own.
No thanks to you.
Now, wait a minute.
You finished your business here. Now get out of my place.
Eve Tuttle, where you been keeping yourself? Hey, now, Eve, we're supposed to be old friends. We rode trail together. Hi, Joni, Mildred. Where's Charlene? Look, Charlene, I've had enough of this. What's the idea of you hiding and giving me the cold shoulder?
I know Billy Jordan and his folks.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I couldn't help it. I thought he was going to shoot Hal.
Don't get me mixed up in it.
Mixed up in what?
In the fight that's coming between you and the Jordans.
They're not gonna.
Oh, yes, they are. If you've got any sense, you'll leave town before they come
Run from them? Is everybody crazy?
You're the one who's wrong. I suppose you think Marshal Earp and the other deputies are going to stick up for you?
White will. That's all I need.
Get out of town, Bat. You'll live longer. I've got to go back inside.
Captain Bentine's sending an army doctor. Says he's a fine surgeon.
How long will it take him to get here?
A couple of hours if he's got a good horse.
You better have someone meet him on the trail with a fresh horse.
That much of a hurry? I'll get a man off before sundown.
An army doctor? Why?
We have to cut the bullet out, Mr. Jordan.
Will you cut it out? We're wasting time.
I'm not that good with a knife.
Look, Mr. Jordan, you let the doctor decide what he can do and what he can't do. See you later.
Hey. I'll send one of these boys to meet the army doc with an extra fast horse.
Dr. Perkins know you? It's going to have to be somebody he knows.
How's that?
Well, there's been a lot of outlaws riding that trace from the fort. You stay here, I'll send a man that he'll recognize.
Right away?
My horse and his own.
Oh, so you're trying to save young Masterson.
Dr. Perkins is going to try and help your boy. If he can't, I'll help Mr. Masterson.
You go get old man Jordan and his men. And bring your guns. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. All right, if you ain't moved by the time I count three. Hold it.
What are you going to do? Go around shooting people just because they stare at you? We'll talk inside.
Yes, sir.
Kind of lonesome on patrol, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not going to take any more of it. Where's Dad Jordan?
He's over at Doc's place.
All right. I'll have it out with him. No sense in dragging you into my fight.
Well, I'm already in it.
Thanks just the same. Here, I'm quitting.
Mr. Masterson, it's about time you really grew up. You made an error in judgment today, and a lot of people hate you for it. But when a grown man blunders, he doesn't try and cover it up with worse foolishness. A gunfight single-handed against 5 Jordans, huh?
What else? They're just waiting for Billy to die, then they come after me. I want it over with.
Killing a few Jordans and getting yourself killed?
I don't see that I got much choice.
You know Dr. Perkins over at the fort?
Sure, he fixed up my leg.
Well, the doctor's riding here to try and help Billy Jordan. I want you to take my horse and ride your own out there to meet him. It'll hurry the doc's getting here. Doc McCarty doesn't think Jordan has much time. Don't you owe Billy that much?
They'll come after me.
I'll gun the first one that tries it.
Well, then they'll all say you're fighting my fights.
They say you're a murderer. That you shot a man in the back. Anything worse they can say?
No, sir.
Bet you give me 5 minutes for me and the boys get down to Doc Jordan. Then you hit the trail.
Masterson's trying to run out of town. He just galloped off from the jail.
All right, come on, we'll get him.
Hold it!
Take their horses and guns on over to the jail yard.
Your friend can't run far enough or fast enough.
He's not running. He'll be back. He went to get Dr. Perkins.
Us folks still have some legal rights, you know. I want to send one of these boys after Mayor Hoover.
Yeah, you can do that. In a half hour.
Go get him. Right now.
I said a half hour.
Dr. Perkins.
That's Bat Masterson. My apologies for the gun, but I've been held up so many times.
Marshal Earp sent you his horse. Jordan's pretty bad off, Doctor.
We better be getting along, eh?
Right.
All right, Bat, we'll hustle.
We'll leave your horse at the way station down the road.
All right.
Let's ride. Come on.
And you get tough with Mr. Jordan here, whose son is desperately ill. I don't care what the provocation is. I'm not going to have the respectable citizens of Dodge rousted around by the marshal's office.
You're the mayor, Mr. Hoover.
Yes, I am. And I want you to return the property you seized from Mr. Jordan and his party.
The horses and the guns?
Yes, at once.
I told you, Earp, there's nothing you can do to save Masterson. And I thank you kindly, sir.
Not at all, Mr. Jordan. And Wyatt, I warned you.
Is he worse?
Yes. Shouldn't Dr. Perkins be here by now?
I figure another 15 or 20 minutes.
If Masterson really went for him.
You're going to get your horses and your guns. But if Mr. Masterson has to make a fight for it, he won't be alone.
I never thought he would be.
Wyatt, have you lost your head? This thing is bad enough without a gunfight between you and the Jordans.
You expect me to let one of my deputies get shot down with the odds 5 to 1 against him?
He was wrong.
Not wrong enough to die for it, sir. I've come within an inch of killing a few men myself. Now, I'll give the Jordans their guns back, only because you order it. I'll give you my star and my job, but I won't give you a brother officer's life. Now, look, I've known Mr. Masterson a long time. But he's a newcomer to both of you, and I still say you can keep out of it.
We like the kid, Wyatt. He thought he had to shoot Billy Jordan to save me. Let's get over there.
Fine. But remember one thing. We stay out of it until we find out Billy makes it. The Jordans aren't going to do anything to Mr. Masterson if that surgeon can pull Billy through. All right, let's go.
I'll tie the horses.
So, you're Masterson. I'm Billy's father. Take him around there and set him down, boys, like Wyatt Earp did to us. We won't have long to wait.
Shouldn't we scatter and get them from both sides of the house?
No, they'd kill Bat. It's stupid fault for getting here late. You keep me covered. I'll try and keep them talking.
Raise him, Earp.
They're up, Mr. Jordan.
I ask you to keep out of it.
Well, I am out of it. Mr. Jordan's got the drop. You were wrong, weren't you?
Wrong?
Sure, he came back, brought Dr. Perkins, didn't he?
That didn't change nothing.
No. What if Billy pulls through?
Don't let him jabber, Dad. Take his guns.
I've got him covered. You take them.
No. You don't take my guns. Mr. Jordan, tell him to stand back.
Hold it, son. Are you aiming to make a fight of it? I could pull this trigger and drop you.
Well, you wouldn't be that stupid.
Why, you...
Mr. Masterson is a lonesome man right now. You could kill him and get away with it if your son dies. You drop me and you're going to hang.
Are you going to shut him up?
Shut yourself up. You're right, Mr. Marshal. I don't want to pull this trigger. All I want is for my boy to live. But if he don't, you're gonna get it, and so is Masterson.
Go ahead and shoot me. Wyatt, don't go for your guns. You can kill 2 or 3 of them, but they'll cut you down.
Well, I know that. But Hal and Jack are just across the street. If they start this fight, there won't be a Jordan left alive, except Billy.
He's bluffing, Dad. Pull the trigger or I will.
No. I'll do it.
What is all this? Which one of you is the boy's father?
I am. Is he dead?
No, we took the slug out. He's got a better chance to live than you have. Did you have to kill him, Marshal?
You can get off the first shot. But it better be awful good.
Doc, don't lie to me. Is Billy gonna pull through?
He'll live to bury you. Mr. Earp's patience isn't going to last much longer.
No, it isn't. Thanks, Doc. That was kind of close.
Let the Jordans thank me. Just for my own information, why didn't you go for your gun?
Well, he was an old man. A bunch of boys. Mr. Masterson, if I were you, I'd go in there and apologize to Billy Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Let me have your gun. Needs a nice, calm trigger finger. Al? Go tell the mayor we'll all be living for a while.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Listen to me! We got Dodge City by the tail! You people are worse than trees! We've got your pussycat hides nailed to the wall! You say you're running for Marshal Earp? He's 50 miles away from here by now. But don't worry about that. We'll send him a message. We'll tell him we've got his town. Let him come and try and take it back.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien, presented by...
The western frontier town of 1876 could take tornadoes, blizzards, and even Indian raids in stride. But there was one catastrophe which the bravest townsmen feared. This was an invasion by hoodlum gunfighters bent on punishing the town for trying to maintain strict law and order. In all the turbulent annals of Dodge City, the day George Morris and his men captured Dodge is rated as the most terrifying experience in the memory of its citizens.
Hold it! Curly Brocious, George.
I know. But you didn't stop 100 feet from the fire. You know the rules. Come on in.
You wanted some news in a big rush, George?
Not that big a rush, Curly. Well, give me it.
I sent the telegram to Earp. He should be leaving Dodge right about now.
Where's Bassett and Tillman?
They're chasing horse thieves into Kingman County.
You dead sure?
I saw them on the North Trace, 40 miles from Dodge.
Good. Earp, Bassett, and Tillman were the only ones I was worried about. They're the Johnny Laws of the fast guns. That only leaves a handful of deputies for us to take care of. But remember, we follow the plan exact. What is the plan, Curly?
We drift into Dodge by 2s and 3s. A couple of deputies will be on patrol and a couple more at the jail. Me and my boys will nab the outsiders while you take care of the jail guard.
Learned it by heart, didn't you, Curly? But remember, as soon as we got the Johnny Laws locked in their own jail, I'll give you the rest of the plan.
That's what I'm anxious to hear. The rest of the plan.
Oh, it's a good one, Curly. The Morrises alone Dodge. And that's a lot of loot to whack up. Liquor and money. And won't them dance hall gals be glad to see us?
Did you put my saddlebags on the horse?
Yes, sir. You're gonna take the butt line, huh?
That's right. Might have to do a little long-distance shooting.
Why don't you let me go to the Springs?
Because I owe Wells Fargo a favor. I used to work for him, so I owe him a real personal favor.
That stage holdup crowd is gonna be scattered all over Kansas by now. With Bassett and Tillman gone, you're leaving just 4 deputies.
There's 6 counting Sheriff Bassett's men. But what's really worrying you?
I don't know. I guess it's been too quiet here.
Well, that's natural enough. Santa Fe's working double time, and the cattle drivers are just now leaving Texas. I'll be back in about 3 days, Mr. Masterson. You hold down the fort.
Yes, sir. Good luck, Wyatt.
Argument didn't work, huh?
No. Wells Fargo telegraphed him to trail those stage robbers as a personal favor. You know why? He likes Indians and buffalo hunters and Wells Fargo
And us. Shake out of it, Bat. Those prisoners ain't been fed breakfast yet.
Where's Herb? He's out chasing stage robbers. He left Sam in charge. Why? What's wrong?
Caught this drunk over in the Sheriff Bassett's office tearing up a bunch of papers. Hey, haven't you got a patrol on the street?
Put him up.
Hey, what is this?
Don't get rash, son. All right, drop your gun. Where are the keys?
Top drawer.
Put them all in cells.
What about him? He's out cold.
We'll get him later. George's at the mayor's office by now.
Hank, you take my advice. You let things run along as they are for a while. Who are you?
Shut up, Hoover. That's the mayor of this mangy town. Grab him.
You'll hang for that.
Don't worry about it.
Who are you?
I'm George Morris, and I just elected myself mayor of Dodge City. How do I look, boys?
You look awful good, George.
Take him to jail and get the outfit together on Front Street.
Where's Marshal Earp?
Well, he's miles away from here, and now you're going to jail. Out with him.
No, listen, you can't.
Pick up that boy deputy and throw him in with the rest of them. Oh, no. Get off that horse! Masterson! It's back, Masterson! Let go! Let him go! You're right, straight to Wyatt Earp.
That's exactly what I want him to do. We've got his town. Now let him try and take it back.
Mr. Beeson, Masterson's gone after Earp. He got clean away.
All right, so he got away.
Is this whole town going to stand around and do nothing?
Morris and his boys will calm down after a while. Look, there's a shotgun. You go fight him.
But everybody should fight him. We can't expect Earp to come back here and run the Morse gang out
All by himself.
They're brave, Curly. They're gonna fight us.
All of them together ain't got sand enough to fill an hourglass. You own this place?
He used to own it, Curly. We want all the cash you got and all your liquor.
Well, now, that's a joke, isn't it, Mr. Morris?
I don't joke. All right, set them up.
They moved in with 20 gunfighters. All our men are in jail.
Wait a minute. Catch your breath. We'll let your horse graze for a while. Go over here and sit in the shade.
You sure Masterson got away?
Yeah. He admits it. He says Morris wants back to get to Wyatt. I hope Wyatt keeps his temper and goes for the army.
There ought to be enough men in this town willing to fight.
Nobody to organize them, Mr. Mayor.
Well, Wyatt will go to the army for help. It's the only sensible thing.
Not if he gets sore.
Shut up.
You've talked long enough.
And I reckon the only thing to do is for us to ride to the fort. About a half a squadron of cavalry and then... Huh? Don't you think they'd come?
Oh, yeah, they'd come.
Well, then why don't we get them?
Well, because I don't think the folks in Dodge City are that cowardly. Would you want to live in a town that had to be rescued by the army from a pack of hoodlums?
Well, maybe the townspeople would fight. Yeah, but you can't go back in there, Wyatt.
Why not?
Morse will have a sentry on all the roads. Let's ride to the fort. I'm not ashamed to ask for help.
Oh, but I am. You know, not too long ago, Charlie Bassett and I had a poker session argument about what we'd do if something like this happened. Worked out a little map of the city. Let's see if I can remember it.
Wyatt, Bassett and Tillman are in Kingman County. Morse put the sheriff deputies in jail. Now, what chance are we going to have?
This is outline of the town. This is the east side over here, the storm drain. We leave the horses here. It'll be dark by the time we sneak into town. We'll hold up until first light.
Go against 20 men in broad daylight?
Well, night shooting's no good. You hit too many innocent bystanders. What's the matter? Don't you want to hear the rest of it?
No, sir, I don't. We're bound straight for Boot Hill Cemetery, and you want to draw me a map. Come on, let's rock.
Load her up, boys. Don't be bashful. We got lots of wagons and plenty more horses. We got all the loot that they'll carry. Why, we'll head for south of the line for a little fun with the girlies. Hey, you brave jayhawkers. Where's your great Marshal Earp now? He knows we're here. Why don't he come into town? I'll tell you why. Because he's yellow, just like the rest of you.
Ain't we stood enough of this, Mr. Beeson?
Nobody in Dodge will fight for me. Not having Earp here's taken all the heart out of him.
Here, put these shotgun shells in your pocket.
Where does this tunnel come out?
Near old man Richard's house, head of Front Street.
That's 5 blocks from the jail.
Come on, hurry up.
Stay out of my dance hall. I know all about you Morris men, and you wouldn't be doing this if Marshal Earp were here. Now stay out.
Here, I'll give you a hand up.
Must have cleared out, huh?
Light up.
Sure, old man Richards wouldn't mind you using his clothes. He's just about your size.
What's the idea?
It'll be light in a couple of hours. These clothes on, you might have a chance to sneak down to Chalk Beeson's saloon. He's our best bet to organize some help. Right. Meanwhile, we can be memorizing their moves in case this doesn't work.
Maybe they cleared out. Shouldn't I take a gun?
No, I'll cover you. Go on.
Hold it, fella. Who are you?
I just got into town. You wouldn't know me. You law officers?
Take off your hat. I said take off your hat. Pat Masterson, where's Wyatt Earp?
I don't know.
Where's Wyatt Earp?
I don't know!
You're a liar.
Hold it. Hit him. With your fist.
No.
Come on, out the back door.
It's Earp! It's Wyatt Earp! He shot me with the butt line. Him and Masterson ran out back there in the alley. Dave, tell George that Wyatt Earp's in town. Rush him into the alley! Open that.
Where are we now?
Basement of Jameson Hotel. We go through here, climb up to the roof of Beck's drugstore.
Wyatt, that's no place to make a fight.
Come on.
All right, boys, come on. There. Come on, boys, hurry it up. Come on, the sooner we get that loot loaded, the quicker we can get south of the line. Remember them dance halls and them girlies, they're waiting for you. Let's go.
Curly says to tell you White's in town.
What?
He came back. We got him and Matchison cornered in the cellar down the street.
Cornered, you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I ain't. We'll round up all the boys and plug every rat hole.
Never mind that. Earp's back in town. Come on, let's go and finish him.
You think it's true, boss?
Yeah. I heard that bunt line special 3 times. There ain't another gun that sounds like it.
Well, ain't we gonna help him?
How many fighting men you got in the back room?
8 or 10.
Well, that's not enough. Go out the back way and see if you can round up about, 10 more.
But, boss, if we could bushwhack them from the doors and the windows...
No, they shoot too good. Go on, 7 or 8 more at least.
Okay, boss. Now, you idiots, they know better than to hole up in the cellar. Curly, we've wasted a whole hour looking down rat holes. Now let's do it systematic. Take every building between here and the Long Branch and really ring it out.
Right.
Why don't we try to make it down the back way to the alley?
The alley's full of them by now.
Why don't we come up here?
Because it's the end of the line, Mr. Masterson. 2 men can't take a town.
We make our fight here?
No. We wait for help. Doesn't come, we go over the roof to the sidewalk.
What then?
Pull that wagon in here for a barricade. That's good. They ain't in the hotel, Curly. Maybe they're hiding here in the drugstore.
I think they went up the alley to the Long Branch.
Crazy? What would they be doing at Beeson's place?
A lot of town boys been sneaking in there. I'll take some fast guns and go...
No, stupid. It's Earth that we're after. Now, let's go look in the drugstore.
We're running short of time. Here. You watch the skylight. If they start coming up, let them have it. I'll watch the stairs across the alley. We'll wing as many as we can, then jump for the sidewalk.
I had a hunch they came in here. Hey, maybe they're hiding on the roof.
Go on.
This is all I can find, boss. Well, that's better, but still not enough. We'll wait and see how much fighting Herb does.
There's a ladder over here. I better cover it. Jim, Charlie, up the stairs over to the bootmaker's shop. You two, come on. Up to the skylight. All right, Herb. If you're up there, I'll give you a chance to surrender. All right, boys, take them.
Here they come.
We'll have to set fire to the building.
Give me that shotgun. They won't come up anymore. If they do, use your handgun.
I'll give you one more chance. Then we're going to burn the store. Hold it. Get some torches, boys. We'll burn them out.
It's Wyatt, and he didn't bring the soldiers.
He's a fool.
No, sir. A brave man. Hey, got a light?
Sure. You're so scared you can't even light a cigar.
Crummy nerves, I guess. Thanks, anyway.
Brave bunch of deputies, Mr. Mayor. Put your mug over here against the bar. I'll light it for you. All right, grab his guns.
Help!
And
Help!
the keys.
Help! 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 Help!
Get over here. Get back.
No use, Sam. He can kill all of us.
Yeah. Drop that pea shooter. Now get back inside, all of you. Come on.
Bring me some more shells. Reload the butt line.
They're gonna burn us off here.
There's a side ladder, a few doors down. We'll take that to the street and try to stampede those horses over there.
Hey, Herb. If we burn the store, it'll take out half the town. How about it?
Morris, come on out in the street. I'll come down and you and I can settle it.
We'll count to 10, then we start the fire. You hear that, Herb? You gotta count to 10. Start counting now.
Let's stay on our feet, huh?
All right, boys, light them.
headed for the Long Branch Saloon.
Here he comes.
What are you men waiting for?
Well, nothing, Wyatt. Just trying to get more men together.
Morris has been whittled down. There'll be an even fight. Well, what are you waiting for? You want him to bring you out of house and home?
Of course not. We'll fight.
Well, then get at it. I'll be starting across the street. You men aim low and cut him down. I'm going after Morris.
I want to hugger him.
Fine.
Throw her out of here. You hear me, Beeson? If you don't, we'll come in there and get you, too.
Hold him, Morris. All right, go for your guns.
There's 2 of you.
There used to be 20 of you. Which leg do you want?
The left one.
I'll take the right one. We're waiting, Mr. Morris. I'll get somebody to help you over to Doc McCarty. Mr. Morris feels like doing any talking. You can tell him we've taken back our town.
Cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
Wyatt, you really think we're going to get away with pretending to be Texas outlaws on the run?
We got no other choice, Mr. Masterson. Could never blast Butch Henry and his boys out of there with a posse, so if he can't lick them, join them.
Sure, but what happens when they find out they have Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson in camp? That Butch Henry has 19 notches on his gun.
Well, if we get caught, then either Mr. Henry's going to be carving 2 more notches or he'll be dead.
At least we got an even chance.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Wyatt Earp, as marshal in Wichita and now in Dodge City, had met some of the top guns of the western frontier. He had outthought the notorious Manon Clements. He had outfought John Wesley Hardin in a final showdown. He had persuaded Clay Allison to run from Dodge City rather than face a duel with 45s man-to-man. But the case of Butch Henry, cattle thief and killer, presented a new problem. Not much was known about him, and he chose to await a battle with the law on his own fighting ground in the rocky wilderness known as the Salt River Bend.
Mr. Barrow!
What happened, Bill? That Butch Henry gang,
They attacked us in the brush, and they killed Rance and Herb, and then they...
We'll take him to Doc McCarty and Dodge. I'm going to see Wyatt Earp about this.
And we're small fry in the cattle business, Marshal. We couldn't take the law into our own hands if we wanted to. And we're asking you to organize a posse and go after that gang. I know you've had trouble with cattlemen from the big outfits, but none of our boys.
Well, that's got nothing to do with it, sir. It's just that, well, technically, Sheriff Bassett has the jurisdiction. I know he's homesick, but, well, his chief deputy, Bill Tillman...
He's not here, Marshal. He rode to the fort this morning to check a Cheyenne outbreak down south.
Well, I guess it leaves it up to me.
Good.
Oh, you think that Butch Henry's holed up at the Salt River Bend, huh?
We know he's there, Marshal. And he's got 300 head of our steers. Salt River is a good hideout, and we're going to need quite a few men.
Well, I never like to use a posse, unless it's the last resort.
Marshal, Butch Henry has killed at least 20 men. He's on the run from East Texas. They've got good peace officers in East Texas, but they didn't take Butch Henry.
I'd like to take a crack at him.
Well, we're in your hands. I reckon this is one of the few times that any cattleman ever came to you for help.
Yes, sir, it is, and I appreciate it. I want Butch Henry as much as you do.
And here's another thing, Zach. We've run off all the beef we can rebrand and sell, right? Well, a couple of the boys can hold them here. So why don't the rest of us pull a raid on Dodge? They tell me them gambling houses are just loaded with cash money, right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
George Morris tried it.
He's a big-headed fool. He tried to take over the whole town. I mean a quick raid.
Wyatt Earp's and Dodge.
Oh, now, Zach, don't tell me we're scared of that Cowtown Marshal. 19 notches, and I'll cut me number 20 for Mr. Earp. Zach, you ain't scared of Earp.
Never laid eyes on him.
Well, neither have I. But that's no reason to be taking him so serious. Who's he ever killed? Look, a man don't get an honest reputation without no notches in his gun, right?
I'll think it over.
Where you going?
Check on the cattle guard. You think about it some more, Butch.
But I figured on starting at sunup.
No.
Aren't you going to tell me what this is all about?
No sense in worrying you until it's necessary.
Well, Marshal Earp, I just got him finished. It's a good joke, you and Mr. Masterson being one of a train robbery in Texas.
What? $2,000 reward for Mort Pickett and Bill Jepson, alias the Amarillo Kid. These men held up a Texas and Pacific train and killed 2 county sheriffs near Fort Worth, Texas. Signed, N.B. Averill, Captain Texas Rangers. What is this?
Mort Pickett and the Amarillo Kid, that's you and me. Thanks, Mr. McCabe. It's a real good, fast job.
Thank you.
Remember, keep this to yourself, otherwise you spoil the joke.
Oh, I won't say a word, Marshal.
Come on, Mr. Masterson. So in order to keep from having to take a posse into the Salt River Bend, I decided to try for an inside job. A character like Butch Henry, being this far north, probably could use a few extra hands. A couple of characters like Mort Pickett and the Amarillo Kid stand a good chance of being hired on. You be sure and remember those names.
Only one thing wrong with the idea.
What's that?
I know Texas and I can talk the language. But they'd spot you for a Yankee in 2 minutes.
Oh, Sonny, ain't you never heard me talk Texan? Well, I heard so much Texas talk up here in the north that I'll be dang gone if I don't seem to be using that accent in my sleep. Besides, they call me Silent Mort Pickett. So, kid, you'll be doing all the talking.
All right. Well, what if they start asking you about places in El Paso, Fort Worth, and San Antonio?
Well, it's a long ride to Butch Henry's. You can tell me about them on the way.
Well, supposing they do let us join them. Then what?
It's not too big of an outfit. About 9 or 10 guns at the most. Anyway, they'll be busy holding those steers in the bend. I think we stand a pretty good chance of taking Butch Henry and a couple of his men if the others don't butt in. Suit yourself.
Well, smoking them out with a posse would be a lot worse. When do we start?
As soon as we can get the right clothes together, we got to go in there looking like outlaws.
For God's sake, don't take that Mudline special. They've never seen you, but I'll bet you they've heard of that gun.
Hey, thank you for reminding me. I'll feel kind of naked without it, though. Want some water?
Yeah.
Hey, you were telling me about Big Kate's place down in Waco. What did she look like, and what do you remember about her?
She's not so awful big, just kind of thick-like. She has blue eyes and dark hair, but don't get me wrong, she's got a real good figure. She runs a saloon and dance hall. Her girls' names are Midge, Susie, Annie Mae, and Dolores.
Well, I'll tell you, Sonny, that's a mighty heap of remembering. What about Cattle Annie's down in Fort Worth?
Oh, that's a long story, Mo.
Price of the herd is $4,500. That figures $12.50 a head.
Oh, that's too steep. Why, a lot of the brands have been messed up in the changing.
$4,500 cash, or it's no deal.
Sorry, gentlemen, I can't go above $3,000. Why, you ain't allowing for the risk I run.
Hold it. Zach, see how much he's got on him.
What are you doing?
Shut
you
up.
can't do this
Where
to
do
me.
you keep it? Now we got visitors.
You let me alone. I said shut up. I got friends that'll take care of you.
500 measly bucks. You get out of camp quick.
Oh, this is just plain robbery.
Oh, no. Not with strangers around, then you hear those warning shots? You get on your horse and don't look back.
That's just plain robbery.
Get up there. Who are you and what do you want?
You Mr. Butch Henry?
I ask the questions, you answer them.
They seem kind of hostile, Morg. Reckon we better try our luck with another outfit.
Don't rush off. You boys on the run?
Could be, mister.
You forget you saw us, and we'll forget we saw you. Come on, kid, let's push on.
Nope.
Can't see no reason for quarreling. You all sound like you might be from Texas.
Yeah, we are.
Texas Rangers?
That's a dirty word, mister.
Ease it off, Morg. Morg don't care for Rangers.
Neither does Zach. Your pal had it right. I'm Butch Henry. He's Zach Newcomb. Now light down. I never turned Texas boys away from my camp.
Well, if he's really Butch Henry, I guess it's all right.
You know, you sound pretty big-headed for a trail ghost.
I don't think I like Mr. Newcomb or whatever his name is.
Ease it off, Morg. You'll have to make allowances, Mr. Henry. Morg and I, we've been traveling far and fast. That ain't Morg's true nature. That's just his belly growling.
They're hungry. Go tell Simon to rustle them up some grub. Pronto.
We sure do thank you kindly. Reckon we could eat a whole steer. He's Morg Pickett, and I'm Bill Jepson. They call me the Amarillo Kid.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Reckon we better show Mr. Henry our calling card, huh?
Sure.
Calling card, huh? Well, that's as good as any with me, better than most. You fellas seem to know your way around, giving the Rangers the go by. Zach, take a look at that. Guess there ain't no harm in having a friendly little chat while Simon fixes up your grub. Come on.
Boss.
Yeah?
They ain't wanted in Kansas.
Well, what's the diff? They're on the run.
Which one of you is the boss, anyhow? You or him?
I'm Butch Henry. Ain't you never heard of me?
Sure he has. You're the top gun in East Texas. 17 notches.
19. I got me 2 more the other day.
19 notches.
I invited these boys to eat here. You making any objection?
Nope.
That satisfy you?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Take care of the horses. Come on over to the fire. Give me a plain walnut grip on a coat. Then you can notch it without chipping it.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Henry. Shall we ask him?
It'll make no difference to me, either way.
Ask him what?
We're nobodies compared to you, Mr. Henry. But I was wondering if you could use a couple extra hands.
Well, I don't know. Either of you any good with a gun?
Well, we got us 2 sheriffs.
From ambush?
Morgan ain't had too much practice. But I'm a fair hand at shooting.
Yeah, let's see you hit that.
Sure.
Not bad. How about your draw and shoot?
Well, I can do a drop the dollar.
You're bragging a little, ain't you, kid?
Give me $1.
Hey, that's pretty good. You got the shot off before it ever hit the ground. What do you say, Zach?
We can try him. But we don't want his pal.
Nothing doing. Morgan and me left Texas together. We stay together.
Listen to Newcomb. What does he do, bury the bodies for you?
That's enough.
Quit it!
We're friends, Morg.
Look, the kid can handle a gun and we can use him. I'll use Morg as one of the cattle guards. I'll blow on your soup. It's too hot. You fellas are hired. Go catch a nap someplace. You look beat.
Thanks, Mr. Henry. Ease off, will you? Looks like Butch has called a powwow. What was the idea of getting so tough with Newcomb?
He's the real boss.
How do you figure that?
Butch does too much talking to be a fighting man.
Yeah, only 19 notches.
But I think Zach does his killing for him.
Ah, you don't know what you're talking.
Shut up and listen to him.
Boys, all we could get from that cow trader was $500.
Oh, no, that's right. No.
Now, Zach will cut it up, share and share alike. We just couldn't unload them steers. Quiet, quiet. I've got an idea how we can pick up some quick money. There's plenty of this stuff in Dodge, all spread out in them gambling joints just ready to be took. Now, what do you say?
Zach told us it wasn't a good idea.
Is that right, Zach? Is that what you said?
No. Why, you dirty double-crossing liar, you said... You...
I run this outfit, and I don't take no back talk. And no lies about Newcomb. Any of you other boys scared to go to Dodge? All right. Bury him.
Zach got off the first shot.
Yeah, he usually does.
Why does he let Butch take all the credit?
They're watching us going to sleep.
Well, I think we ought to hit him tonight while the gambling's going full blast.
Not with those new men in camp.
Well, we can use the kid.
Maybe. Not the big one, though.
All right. I'll leave the big one on cattle guard.
No. I want to talk to him first.
Now, look. There's already been one killing in camp. That kid's going to stand by his pal.
You call the kid over here. I want to talk to Pickett when he's all by himself.
Now, Zach.
You do like I say, real quick.
All right. All right. Hey, kid! Kid, come on over here.
You want Morg, too?
No, he can work on the fire.
Go on, I'll cover you.
What part of Texas was you born in?
Part of Texas?
Yeah. Where was you born?
El Paso. Why?
That's funny. I was born in El Paso.
Maybe we're neighbors.
Name me some of the streets.
If you live there, you know their names.
I'm asking you.
No, you're trying to call me a liar.
Fair fight, kid.
I don't like you, Mr. Newcomb. I told you that. Now you get the gall to ask for questions. I don't like that.
No.
Sit down, Mr. Newcomb, before I'm tempted to break both your legs. Hold it! Any of you want to pick up his fight?
Mr. Henry's coming, Morg.
I got no quarrel with Mr. Henry.
I ought to finish you off, you polecat.
You don't like Newcomb?
I despise him. None of the men ever liked him either. Patch him up. Put him on his horse. I don't want him around my camp. I never saw two handier men with guns. Why, you're almost as good as I am.
Well, that's a big compliment, Mr. Henry.
Sure is. Downright flattering.
No, I mean it. I got a special proposition to make you. You heard us talking about a raid on Dodge? Well, if you're game, I'll cut you in on equal shares.
Well, fine. Hey, you hear that, Morg? We're in.
Well, I don't know, kid.
What's wrong?
We're raiding a big town like that. Why don't we just round up them steers and point them south toward the Indian nations?
You scared of Wyatt Earp?
Earp? Who's that?
He's the John Law in Dodge with a big reputation. But he ain't as fast as I am.
Well, I'm not fretting about no Earp. We better think about it. If I was you, I wouldn't put Mr. Newcomb on a horse. Oh, the way he's feeling, he's liable to head straight for Dodge and rouse up that whole town.
That's right. I'd better see that he's tied up. You keep working on Morg, kid.
You'll come around, Mr. Henry. You aiming to bulldoze that whole outfit into town?
I slipped up on a serious point. Should have told those cattlemen back in Dodge what you and I were going to try and do.
You couldn't do that. They'd have talked.
Yeah, but I should have trusted them. No, I made a big mistake. Let those cattlemen come hightailing it out here with a posse.
Well, let's grab Butch and Zach. Make a run for it like you first planned, huh?
Butch has got more men than Mr. Byrode figured. Got 9 here in camp. I figure at least another 10 out in cattle guard.
Well, then we'll have to get them all started on the raid. If there's a posse headed this way, some hoodlum is sure to beat him here with the news.
Yeah, that's right. You, go tell Butch you won me over.
Right.
How much further to the bend?
Maybe 5 miles. But we're all pretty tired, Hick.
Wyatt was a fool to try an inside job, but if they haven't killed him and Masterson, we owe them a chance. I hope it isn't too late.
There's just one more thing. Some of you men been out on cattle guard, so you ain't met Morg Pickett and the Amarella Kid. Morg is the man that crippled Newcomb in a stand-up gunfight. I was going to shoot the rat myself, only Morg took the job off my hands. Now, I want you all to do me a favor. When we pick up them other men and we hit Dodge, you leave Wyatt Earp to me, to Morg, and the Kid. All right, so we ride. Hold it.
I think I heard Butch not more than a mile behind me.
How many of them are?
I couldn't tell.
Wyatt Earp with them?
No, him and Bat Marston snuck out of town 2 days ago.
What?
Hey!
There they go, that dirty
Go kill him. Just swing him.
Yeah. Come on, men. Where's anybody get away with this?
Hold it, Butch. I'm turning us.
I want her. It's too late. Take cover. Move around. I want them dirty John Law.
We can't stay here. No place else to go.
Put it on, Nerf! Come on out!
Are you crazy?
Put it on, Nerf! And I'll make it 20 notches.
Drop him away.
Hold your fire, men! I want Nerf to come out. I'm awaiting Nerf!
Aren't you going to kill him?
No. That's what I wanted to do to you in the Pollock ambush, but you wouldn't trust me.
You both, let's get him, men!
You hit? No. We're not coming out this way.
Hold your fire!
Come on, drop your guns. Come on, all of you, out of there. Drop your guns. You there. Come on out. Line them up and tie them, boys. A close call, Marshal.
You're right, sir. We'd like to thank you. That's Butch Henry, but he's not really the tough one. Tough one is Zach Newton.
He's tied up over there.
So Butch Henry isn't really tough. A cattle thief with 19 notches on his gun.
Well, he's just a big blowhard, sir. I'll tell you all about it back in town. I told you, he's just got a headache.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
আপনি কিন্তু দেখতে যথেষ্ট সুন্দরী একজন মানুষ, দেখতে বেশ রোমান্টিক, যেন শেক্সপিয়ারের নাটকের কোনো নায়িকার মতো। ভেবেছিলাম, কিন্তু আপনি তো পুরোটাই মর্মান্তিক। যে কোনো মানুষ আপনাকে দেখে মর্মাহত হতে পারে।
আমার হালকা হতে 1 মাস সময় লেগেছে।
আপনার 1 মাস সময় লাগে? আমার হালকা হতে তো 1 মিনিট লাগে।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় জীবনসঙ্গী এমন হওয়া উচিত যার সাথে আপনি প্রতিটা মুহূর্ত উপভোগ করতে পারবেন, সারাক্ষণ খুনসুটিতে মেতে থাকতে পারবেন এবং তার মনে এমনভাবে বসবাস করবেন যে আপনার দিকে সে একটাবার তাকালেই বলে দিতে পারবে যে তার বেঁচে থাকার কারণই আপনি।
পথে চলতে চলতে, কথা বলতে বলতে, কখন যেন হলে আমার।
জানি গল্পে গল্পে মিশে অল্পে অল্পে আমিও হয়ে গেছি তোমার।
ছোট ছোট ভুল ফুটে হলো ফুল যে তোমাকে পেলাম
গুটি গুটি পায়ে স্বপ্নের নাই আমি ভেসে গেলাম।
আপনি কি মনে করেছেন একজন মানুষ আমার জীবন থেকে চলে গিয়েছে এবং আপনি সেই সুযোগটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আপনার ফিলিংস গুলো আমার কাছে এক্সপ্রেস করবেন আর আমি সেটা হ্যাপিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিব? এই হচ্ছে আপনার বন্ধুত্বের নমুনা?
রোদের পাখি তোর শহরে আমার মনের স্বপ্ন ঘিরে ওরে পাখি ওরে সারাক্ষণ তোর শহরে বৃষ্টি হলে ভিজে আমার মন।
Lắp bằng số phát chết át thì mày qua là bạn góc kia chưa? Mày đi, mày đi, 40 tháng. Đi gì? Đây rồi, đến được giao dòng rồi. Kiếm đồ tanh. Tốc độ cao vậy thôi, 430.000 quay thì có tốc độ cao lắm. Khiếp 3 thằng tốc độ cao đua nhau à? Anh sắp dừng rồi, anh sắp đến giới hạn. Tật thủy đây. Đua nhau rồi chứ nhỉ? Sao mình nhận lên nhỉ? Đấy 415 này, kỷ lục mới à? 20 này, rồi new record. Bảo mà tận 430 quay. Kỷ lục mới tận 430 sự có ai vượt qua được. Có tiền à? Đây, add 2. Rồi đây. Rồi xong rồi. Một cái đồ thủ à? Thôi thủ tượng đi. Đéo có đồ. Thế rồi. Hết rồi. Chi cái xa này. Đéo dài. Giờ còn ý đây cút lắm ạ. Rồi. Không phải thằng này. Ý đây cầm cái cút. Thằng một con là 2 ạ. Add 2 không sao. Vừa đây add 1 sợ điết. Thằng Oan gửi đồ à? Không sao, mình có hai bên 2 thú tượng mà. Ui, xét nhảy được ấy nhở? Xét 1 ạ. Hỏng rồi, thua thì đéo được. Xét vẫn sống mà. Đéo hiểu. Rồi, mình sợ gặp thằng này cút luôn quá. Nếu mà giết được nó gặp nó chắc cút luôn. Khỏe đi. Chịu rồi. Đánh bài 5, đánh bài xong đấu. Xong đấu Long Vương. Sửa khỏe vãi, anh đéo đánh được. Anh gặp thằng anh thua luôn. Đi lao 3 hoặc là set 2 thì còn có cơ hội. Thấy là thật. Rồi cộng 10 perfect cho tao. Thằng cầm át nhỉ? Thằng này cầm một con át. Đéo ra át thứ hai. Cười rất chịu. Ngon thì lớt tờ. Anh gặp đi lao 3. Rồi gặp thằng này rồi. Gặp thằng ấy rồi. Kệ đi. Thôi anh bay tiếp, anh không quan tâm. Không quan trọng vụ nổ lớn. Đi lê kìa, sợ vãi. Ê thằng này xin xuống đây đấy. Rồi xong rồi, thua rồi. Đi rồi. Đi xin xuống.
ভালোবাসা সুন্দর, ভালোবাসাও সুন্দর। মানুষ নিজের অজান্তেই ভালোবেসে ফেলে।
আমারও মনে হয় কি জানেন, আপনার মতো জানাশোনা কাউকে না আমার বিয়ে করা উচিত।
এটা কি উপলক্ষে?
ম্যাডাম ফুলটা গ্রহণ করুন, তারপরে বলতেছি।
ভোটার আইডি কার্ডে যার স্বাক্ষরের জায়গায় টিপসই দেয় এখানে কেউ ডাক্তার।
এই দুইজনের মধ্যে যে আগে ম্যাডামের মন জয় করতে পারবে ম্যাডাম তার।
একদিন না দেখলে তোমায় বন্ধু আন্ধার লাগে সব, তোমার এই প্রেমে এমনই টান।
রোগীদের তো ডক্টরের কাছে আসলে ব্যথা কমে যায়, আপনি তো উল্টো হলো কেন? আপনি কি উল্টা?
তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া।
মনে হয় আমার সমস্যা কপালে। ম্যাডাম আমার কপালে নেই, আমার কপালে আছে দাগ।
Vai pun sakasi cikai. Vai oh. Vai đều. Bay bay không? Bay không? Bay không? Không rồi. Rồi. Bay nhập đi. 00335 không mất tích núp quay không cái khung nào núp vậy tao ê cái con họ chấm mà mấy con bằng tiền họ chấm hết chẳng biết là bao nhiêu wow quay tài là lúc đó mới được trời ơi đi như vậy đây đủ đắt làm sao vậy Chuồn tao mày chuồn tao mày thích làm hỏng cho mình không lợn này xiềng vang gối trang bị đã cắt sọc để tự định cuộc chơi tính Timor đánh con bài Timor bút sitcom Timor quá cay xa nhá nhưng có ấn độ được để xem Timor sitcom tâm được ai à ngon này ghép được thì đỡ đau tay lưng tay xa đau hai là đau ba là đau nữa ba là đau hai cái lưng cũng vậy Chuẩn để cho thầy chia chia nước này để cho tự bay
তোমাকে 15 লাখ টাকাই দিতে হবে তুমি যদি দিতে না পারো তোমার বাবাকে কল দাও তোমার যত জমি জিরাত বাড়িতে যা যা আছে এগুলো বেচা হইলো তোমরা আমাদের টাকা পাই পাই করে শোধ করবা
একটা ব্যাপার কি খেয়াল করছো শহরে কিন্তু দুইটা রূপ রাতের এক রূপ দিনের আরেক
বেঁধেছি ঘর হৃদয়ের পর গাঢ় সবুজ ওই গহীন বনে
আরে ব্রো সবসময় চিল থাকতে হবে কিচ্ছু মাথায় নেওয়া যাবে না
ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে একজন আরেকজনের হাতের উপর হাত রেখে এই জীবনটা কাটিয়ে দেয় কিছু মানুষ এই রাত জেগে থাকে আর টাকার বিনিময়ে সুখ খুঁজে বসুন
এখন তো সিরিয়াস হওয়া উচিত তাই না আমি তো কোথাও যাচ্ছি না পার্টি করতে তুমি কেন যাচ্ছ কেন বন্ধ করতে পারতেছো না বলো তো কার যে কোথায় সুখ সেটা তার প্রিয় মানুষটাও কখনো জানতে পারে
পাশাপাশি তবু যাচ্ছি বিপরীতে কাছাকাছি তবু যাচ্ছি বহু দূরে
Hi. You look good.
Thank you.
Như phi công vậy. Ok, bay cao. Thu hay sao nhỉ? Thu hay sao ấy? Rồi. Thằng Zena bắn đau lắm, Zena 2 đồ rồi. Chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đao đấy hiểu. Vội vậy chồng. 6.8 à, vậy sẽ lên 7. Ok. Đằng nào phải đắp cho thờ red mà. Thôi đừng nói chung với nhau đây. Mèo 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 mèo. Trốn mày trốn. 5 địch mạnh nghe, lắp phần này vào xong. Mạnh địch. Từ cái xếp tiền nhé, thề thua luôn không là. Bạn cũng khỏe nhưng mà chúng nó còn quỷ hơn cơ. Đéo sao gian là 2 đồ. Đéo chịu được. Quỷ đó chịu. Sùng bài không vậy? Kiếm tiền. Tiến kiềm 138M sử dụng nhiều ấy. Không bay nữa thì thôi. Máy đẹp đét 400 mà 2 này 303. Thử để mình nghĩ chợ hay sao. Chưa đến lượt 4 này 117 à? Sẽ là một cái Sojin đi. Ok, quyết định sẽ lấy một cái Sojin đi. I'm go here. 707 triệu sẽ được lên 6.8. Tốc độ sẽ được mắc ping không. Quỷ ác quỷ phi phai. Tốc độ bù đắc bù nào vào. Mỗi thằng này có một chút game thôi cứ. Thằng này rebirth 163 lần. Kê vậy. Sojin thì con này hợp lý hơn này. Nhanh thì là con bên kia nhưng mà đợi đồ bình tĩnh. Vội vãi. Xe hấp đủ rồi hả? 46 à? Đấy nó chỉnh cài nhót. 2 giờ 208. Gì 4 giờ đi học. Chuẩn không? Mai học xong nhớ làm gì? Đi tập. Tài môn tự sáng. Tối tập tiếp. Trốn không? Nhiều đi quá này. Ngon.
দরকার পড়লে একটা রিকশাওয়ালাকে বিয়ে করবো তারপরে তোকে বিয়ে করতে
তুমি যদি মরো যাও আমি তোমাকেই বিয়ে করব।
দেখো দেখো বিয়ে এত সোজা
আমার 5টা কন্ডিশন।
কয়টা? 5টা। আমি জেডি সাফায়েত রমরাজন।
স্যার এটা তো ভোটার আইডি কার্ড স্যার।
বাড়িতেই করবেন নাকি হোটেলে?
না আপনি যেমনটা ভাবছেন বিষয়টা তা না।
ভাই আপনি তো করবেন।
তোমাকে দিয়ে হবে না, আমি জানতাম। শুধু সময় নষ্ট করো না।
ভাই আপনি তো অনন্ত দলিল না যে অসম্ভবকে সম্ভব করে আপনার কাজ।
জিমি
কি হচ্ছে?
আচ্ছা
আঙ্গের একদম বইরা দিমু। যাচ্ছে সব বাইট কর।
শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে।
ভাই যে বয়সে মানুষ গার্লফ্রেন্ডের কামড় খায় সে বয়সে আপনি কুত্তার কামড় খেয়ে হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হয়েছেন।
Chuẩn bị set lắm ấy. Chuẩn bị set lắm ấy. Chôn nào. Anh đợi anh giết hai mình em. Nó vẽ mà, thằng này nó vẽ cả zit này. Đó, nó sắp nó đang cố ăn đi hay. Mình ác quỷ Free Fire mà. Thôi thằng này xin choàng đi. Thật sĩ mà vô. Thôi, đủ rồi, sấy vào trên luôn. Chuẩn mua. Rồi xong, bay hàng một trừ. Gì, đi. Mày đi. Mày bay với tao. Rồi. Hay á, căng thẳng ấy. Bài chọn vua. Bài chọn vua. Xếp kênh sang bên này không? Điều long đây không vua? Điều một sợ đéo này. Mua. Ok thôi rồi. Mua đổi chỗ ha. Nhầm. Em ơi. Xem mà để thấy xem. Mình bay vậy. Gì? Chứ phải không? Sao xếp xong đấy vậy? Trôn bố à? Nổi không? Mua rồi một cái này. Rồi thêm một cái tiền này. Điều quá. Đéo có lại ra cái luôn con này. Hai con đấy. Vẫn đặt còn một cái kênh này, có tí không? Vẫn là một cái kênh mà. Vẫn còn một con mà nó vẫn ra. Miau. Nhìn nhớ bài nào? Miau. Chỉ xa. Cái đoạn này làm gì vậy? Thế là xa rồi. Sấy luôn. Yes. Và thật sĩ nữa xong. Xét một cái mũi cái găng thật sĩ nó gãy em đồ nữa xong. Một con là lém tiếu đi mất tí máu. Hảo cái gì. Rồi. Quỷ thư nói vậy là anh em quan tâm. Giờ này bây giờ quỷ thư à, đây không hay đây? Yes. Thằng này định xếp gì đây? Con này một gì không có vị. Tôi vào mất con tờ ra đây chứ. Không thì vừa không bị sấy đầu rồi xong. Đi mày đi. Mất ngay con trên rồi. Gãy hết kiếm chứ chỉ gì. Đéo chết xét 2. Chịu được không vậy? Hết tiền mà, cố rồi hết tiền mà. Mua dồn tiếp. Kéo dài nhỉ? Không có làm nữa là hết cậu đấy. Hỏi trước xem mấy cái của nó, mấy cái nó trôn nữa. Với cả không, cái đợt nó cái content mà trốn này, trốn ở các mái nhà người các kiểu ấy. Đợt đây anh xem mà. Nó báo cái đéo đây. Nguyễn Đức Cương ngồi ở chỗ của thằng Minh Anh đấy với cả Trà My chụp ảnh bọn anh đi bên chơi với nhau mà. Nó đổi kênh này em ơi, đổi kênh ở chỗ kia. Làm chi vậy? Đó chỉ cần thắng 5 round là nó thắng rồi. Rồi chịu rồi không? Nó đổi kênh ở chỗ kia mà. Hỏng rồi Vũ. Hỏng rồi. Mày đi sao thắng được không? Anh không xem, anh đang xem điện thoại đéo xem nó đổi bài. Vậy sao đâu? Thế là khỏe rồi. Có đội đéo không? Ê, hỏng rồi. Chi chi xong rồi. Kèo 2. Bye bye broccoli. 4 phút. Ok broccoli ơi, chắc là chúng ta phải tạm biệt nhau ở đây rồi. Và 5 4 3 2 1. Video 1/3/7/2024. Let's go. Binh chi linh. Rồi xong rồi đây. Cút. Xong. Xóa 3 cái này đi. Xóa 2 cái này. Ship đéo. Ok thế. Ship đéo. Hòa quyện điệu nhạc trong ánh mắt Binh chi linh. Ai xì ba. Bật trên sân siêu không? Cũng bật trên sân siêu không? Bật trên sân siêu. Bật trên sân siêu. 10 good landing. Bình 28 triệu. Đe giật cô quay. Rút thầy 1 tỷ tiền không? Binh chi linh. Thôi 75 tỷ à? Thôi thì bay tiếp này. Mimic à? Hay là một con bắt trước? Bắt trước là sự bắt trước không? Một con poison zombie kitty. Chuẩn không vậy? Zombie kitty. Trốn không? Where is my head? Where my head? Born Dragon nữa. Mimic mấy ngày dần đâu vậy? Không biết đấy. 11 lap thì cút xuống đất à? Thế phải được tầm 20 lap. Cái thằng ngu nhớ cho mình chơi à đây. Tưởng nhớ mình chơi. Ngu là một thằng ngu, làm chuyện buộn ngu. Binh chỉ linh từ gì không bằng được một thằng ngu. Xe sau đây quay trình tròn nó giật nhỉ. Đấy. Quay tròn đấy nó bị giật đấy. Chọn không vậy? Rồi xem một chút đấu khả năng kiểm trận đấu trường chân lý nhé các bạn. Ok không perfect, thiếu sự quyết đoán à? Chôn tao chôn không? Đấy là giật thế, con điều chỉnh nhé. Ôi không, cái tiếng gì vậy? Tiếng gọi 23 lap luôn mà sự binh vậy. Mà xuống từ lap 11 nhá. Xuống đất từ lap 11 đấy. Chết rồi. Không, áo nhỉ. Đây cái chuột trái ở đây rất là chậm. Nhầm chuột phải nhé. Vẫn rồi. 33 củ anh sẽ mở nó là 4 lần. À đâu 50 tỷ một quả này à? Một quả này 8.000. Chúng có một con mimic là 15.000. Một con legend là 18.000. Thì bây giờ mình sẽ phải mở là thôi easy cái xếp 50 tỷ mình vào luôn là cho Binh. Theo anh là như vậy. Trời ơi cái gì đây? Quyển được 6 lap rồi. Mình vẫn bay one Binh chi linh with 8 laps of 9 laps 10 lap. Binh rồi perfect một lần là phải chỉnh là cái lúc tại vì đã đến lúc nói lời chào với mối tình đầu. Meo 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 meo. Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không vậy? Điếu pi Binh chi linh vách. Không perfect à? Perfect. Ngao gửi counter check cái này. 20 lap rồi đấy. Hơn 23 lap không? 21 2 perfect này. 22 không biết kỷ lục bao nhiêu quên mất rồi. Hôm qua không để ý kỷ lục. 23 lap 24 lap 23 lap. Không rồi 24 không? Nếu được 24 gần được suýt. Ai à, mày đen em bị hớt. Hoa quyến điệu nhạc trong ánh mắt đôi môi. Bao nhiêu rồi? 36 tuổi. Không ai nhận được, không ai có nhận được cái gì không? Claim, đây là một pet store. What the hell? Pet storage là chỉ ở trong khoa đúng không? Không phải là dùng đúng không? Rồi, pet storage chỉ đựng rồi. Good. 51, ngày trước là 50. Phải cộng lên cả pet equip cơ. Cái dòng dưới đất rồi. Ôi không. Chính cơ gọi. Gì ngồi gì đây? As Bình. As à? Rồi, good landing. Bình chỉ lên cộng 1 good landing. One Dragon làm tốt lắm thằng quân của thầy. As trước à? As mà CV à? Anh mày một chút tí mong khó té ra lò rèn tiềm ẩn không? Mình chia linh xoay đều 25 năm không? 24 năm không? À 21 lap à? 22 23 24. Ui, không nhặt đồ cút mất. Internet à? Internet Zanna 25 lap. Bao nhiêu là mắc ấy?